everybody, welcome to a brand new MMA Roasted podcast. It's me, Adam Hunter. I am here with the great 27-time world champion, Renato Laranja. How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay, my brother. I've been traveling a lot. I just came back from Chicago.
I saw pictures. It seems like it was a big success.
It was. It's always a success when I came to town. You know, and they blew into town. That they well, it wasn't Hilly, Chicago. They tricked me. They said it was Chicago, and it was Hilly, fucking place called Lumbar.
Lumbar.
Yeah,
okay.
It's like fucking named after some guy's lower back.
Also here with CB Gold.
What's going on, guys?
Nice to have you back. We have Alan Jouban coming into studio, and our guests today are Ben Askren, the Olympian wrestler, two-time national champion, undefeated 15-0 fighter for ONE FC, former Bellator champion, as well as Felony, who used to go by Crazy Horse Bennett. Charles Crazy Horse Bennett is now named as Felony.
Don't mention that, please.
We're not allowed to say his name is Felony. I want to thank our sponsors.
we're not. We allowed to.
His name's Crazy
Horse, right?
You better get it straight before he get on here, my brother.
Exactly. I want to thank our sponsors, Blue Apron. Blue Apron, I'm telling you guys, check out this week's menu. Get your first 3 meals free. Go to blueapron.com/MMA roast. You'll love how good it feels, how good it tastes, and be able to create incredible home-cooked meals with Blue Apron. Don't wait. That's blueapron.com/MMA roast. I just got my Blue Apron in today. Me and my girl's coming over. My girl's coming over later. We're going to cook together. And I'm telling you, cooking usually leads to good things. So things are good. I just got back. I was in San Diego over the weekend. If I had one place to live where I wasn't in show business, it would be San Diego.
Yeah, I agree. I like San Diego, true.
The women are beautiful.
Always, yeah.
The crowd's cool. It's a good military presence. So it's actually like they're like good, solid people. And everyone's young, fun people. So I had shows there. And
wait, then what are you doing there?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm 38, but my girl came with me. We had like a little vacation. It was fun.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, it was nice. Went to the beach. And then Darian Caldwell came to my show. Who
I like that guy. He's tough.
National champion wrestler. He has one loss, which he avenged in Bellator. He wants a title fight. He wants the winner of the Dantas fight at MSG.
I thought he's getting the Dantas fight.
Well, Dantas has to win.
Wait,
Dantas
is Dantas for somebody good? I remember.
Yeah, Dantas is fighting.
I thought Caldwell got the fight.
Oh yeah, me too. I thought I could have swore I saw that on the stuffs.
No. Dantas is fighting. Look it up, CB. Yeah, that's what you're here for. So Dantas is fighting someone else, and but Caldwell is like taller than me. I'm 5'10" and a half. He must be either 5'11" and a half or 6 foot.
Yeah, he's always a skinny guy.
He makes 135.
That's crazy.
Which is crazy.
Well, he's lean. He's very lean, and that kind of physique is long and lean and stuff.
And he's training with Dominic Cruz over at Alliance. So
okay,
it's a good camp for him. I actually
He's getting a title shot April 14th.
Who?
Darian Caldwell against Eduardo Dantas.
That's what I thought.
Really?
Yeah, Bellator 177, April 14th.
I thought that
I feel like I might have even he tweeted that or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm not sure he knows that because he said he wanted.
What about he don't know that?
He said he wanted to fight at MSG on that big card.
When Bellator tell you,
it's not going to be enough time.
When Bellator tell you, you do whatever the fuck they say.
Yeah, right, exactly. By the way, we're going to talk about that card, by the way, and it's $50. It's Chael versus Vanderlei.
Well, I don't got to see no more fucking Dave and Bosch commercials during the whole time. I paid $50 for that. Just to not saw the fucking commercial they got.
No, that's not right. Dantas, April 14th, is fighting Leonardo Higo.
Yeah, that's what I said.
In Budapest.
Oh, yeah, Leandro Higo.
I tried to tell you, CB Gold.
They just signed... Yeah, I fucked up. They just signed Leandro. Leandro's a really, really good fighter.
They're fighting in Hungary, and what's the name wants the winner? Caldwell wants the winner in MSG. So there you go.
Both those guys is hungry.
What's going on? You're slipping, man. You're slipping.
I'm slipping. I took a week off. I'm slipping, man.
Where you went to, CB Gold, and you took the week off?
When we had the podcast, I had a doctor's appointment that I waited a few months for. So
always depressed.
But he made it official, by the way. Him and his girlfriend on Facebook are now official.
Oh, caralho, what she looks like.
You're Facebook official. How cool. It's so cute.
That's very cute.
Have you ever been Facebook official with anybody?
No, I try to be unofficial. I always never make official on that one.
Ever?
I try not to.
I hear
if I
you.
can avoid.
By the way, I was driving the other day, and on my text, speaking of the doctor, it said, "Adam, this is your doctor. You need to call us back immediately.
You're dying right
this
now.
This is an emergency." So I'm thinking I have AIDS or fucking whatever, cancer.
That's a good bet.
I call them back. They're like, "It's your marijuana doctor. Your card's up for subscription in like a week." Yeah. I'm like, "Really? They scared. I almost drove off the fucking road, right?"
Now you're gonna need marijuana to feel better about it.
Right, exactly. And then I show up to get my prescription renewed. Right, it's in like some kind of weird like shopping mall. I was actually with Sean McCorkle. It's like some weird. There's not a. I don't know. They call it a doctor office. But there's not anything. There's no equipment, medical equipment. Nobody has like any kind of
it's a fucking
scrubs
computer.
or anything. Nothing.
I've been there too. I did some undercover work at one of those places.
So then they're like, "Hey," the doctor wants to see you. I go in there. The doctor's not even there. It's a table with a computer on. The doctor was Skyping in, right? I'm like, you gotta be fucked. This is the doctor didn't even show up to fucking work.
Yeah.
Like he was at home.
It's a Mickey Mouse operation.
You were there for 8 seconds and you spent what, $40, $50?
No, it's like $100.
$100.
Yeah.
It's just a hack it, you know.
There's fucking places everywhere that I see for $40.
Well, not this place. Not to renew the card.
No, true. He knew the card is something like either between, I don't know. Maybe you found a good one. Maybe you found a janky one.
But whatever it was, so I go there. The guy is Asian. I don't think the guy even speaks English. This doctor, right?
Just because he's Asian.
He's like, I'm like, yeah, I have anxiety. I can't sleep. The guy bows to me, and then I end up just like leaving. And
he did a bow.
He did a bow.
Welcome to it, man. That's
hey, why not?
It's been that way for
why
years.
Why the fuck not?
Yeah, but usually the doctor's in the office, not on Skype.
Well, no, I mean,
I just wish they can't. Well, they need to cut out that middleman bullshit. You know, it's so stupid.
Ridiculous.
He could cut out. He could do 2 times the work in one day.
I went to one. Well, you know, of course, I wasn't to smoke actual marijuana. I was just undercover,
and
trying to see what the operation. I was trying to bust the operation, but there was a woman who's like maybe Middle East or Indian, like a hot, fine looking woman. I saw the brochure or whatever, so I went there, and you get into the place.
I know who you're talking about.
It's on like what fucking? It's on like
Dr. Sonia Patel,
some shit like that.
Yep.
She looked good,
right.
but anyway, I went in there and it's a bunch of derelicts, like a bunch of stoners, white guys, black guys, the who's who of every cliche of the stoner, the Mexican stoners, and everybody's sitting there in the so-called waiting room, and they're watching. They got a movie on there for these guys to watch while they wait. It was the movie Chad about the teddy bear. I swear to God, and they just had these guys laughing in there, and then even the woman is hot. The ones in the waiting, the reception woman, chachus, big titties, Latina girls, look like, and then I went in there, and the woman, I said, look, my elbow is kind of hurt there. She said, okay, porra, here you go. You know, and gave to me it took 2 seconds.
So do you smoke weed, Renato?
Well, not for pleasure. If I, they was forced me to take some time for glaucoma, and also
who forced you?
Well, the doctor told me if I don't take it for my glaucoma, I'm gonna be blind. And then if my lower back, sometime if my appetite, and then I have to take that.
Got it.
And then if also I have a women at my place, and if so that I don't get too drunk. Maybe if I put a little weed in there when I'm having sex, it's enhanced that one.
Women like it better when they're stoned.
You know who else like it better?
Who?
Young Kanach.
You like?
But I never said that on the hacker. You have to cut that out.
Oh, no problem. One of the worst weed experiences I had. I was taking my friend Eric. He used to book the Ha-Ha, and he was like. And he left, so he used to always give me spots. I'm like, hey, I had a show up in Lancaster. I'm like, hey, you want to come with me? He's like, sure. So we're driving to Lancaster, and he goes, hey man, want a Jolly Rancher? So I'm like, sure.
Oh, no.
I thought it was just a Jolly Rancher, right?
Oh no.
Yeah.
What a piece of shit this guy is. He's set you up.
Yeah. So then I show up to the gig, and I'm like getting like really stoned. I'm like, holy shit. So I go to Eric. I'm like, Eric, I don't think that I was already on like Dayquil. I was already on cold medicine too.
Oh no.
And I got to do 45 minutes. So I'm like, Eric, I don't think that I can go on. I think somebody drugged me, man. He goes, yeah, that was me. I gave you the Jolly Rancher. I go, what? Like the guy that I'm going to help is the guy that fucking drugged me. So then I had to go on stage And I told the crowd off the bat, hey guys, just so you know, I'm stoned as hell. I took a Jolly Rancher. They think that's part of my bit.
Of course. I would have thought
I thought it was a shitty part of your bit.
Yeah, no one was even laughing. Everyone's like, oh, that's kind of a weak joke. I'm like, no, I really did that.
Literally, I don't know where I am right now.
It was one of the hardest 45 minutes I've ever done. Every time a joke didn't work, like if they didn't laugh, I would then think the joke was never funny, and that everybody who had ever laughed at that joke was lying to me.
No, yeah, you can't perform under that kind. Well, some people can, but if you're not used to that shit, like somebody like Joey KYRIE, he can do that because he's stoned all day long.
Right.
But when it's not part of your everyday process, that shit's gonna make you to second guess every stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't even imagine that depression, the paranoia.
I've always wondered, like a guy like Eddie Bravo, right, who's obviously pretty open about smoking weed and stuff, but a lot of his students, like, used to come to wrestling class high as hell, and they would get the shit beaten out of them because they think that, like, oh well, and I could smell it on them. And,
of course.
And I'd be like, maybe for jiu-jitsu it works better, but I don't think wrestling stoned is a good idea. I think it's just a different.
It just affect people, and different people can function. I know a guy who smoked every second of the day, and he have like an office job. He's like a sales guy. He can just do it. You would never even know he's high. Someone like me, if I take that medicine for my medical conditions, you can see on me clearly. My eyes is fucked up. I can't remember shit. I miss my keys.
Right.
I every 5 seconds I go, what? Wait a second. What the fuck I was talking about? Oh, yeah. Okay, stuff like that. But some guys can just do it. I remember in high school when I was in Copacabana High back in Brazil.
Right.
And we used to
Copacabana High?
I was on the basketball team, and I remember the point guard. Back then, we didn't know any better. We used to smoke sometimes before the game and shit like that. I was a bad kid, and we smoked that natural medicine. And my point guard, halftime, had 40 points. He was so locked into whatever.
Yeah.
He was so focused. It was like he gave to him autism or something like that. He can't even miss the fucking basket. But then we got into a fist fight with the other team.
Yeah.
And then during the halftime, like hype as we was leaving the court for halftime.
Yeah.
There was some beef and we got into a fist fight and they had to call the game. God knows the fucking kid might have had 80 points if we had the game.
Wow.
So you never know. But then another kid might take it and he's going to be fucked up the whole time. And then it's a gateway. And then he was going to do heroin and then mushroom and all that kind of stuff. So don't do that.
Have you ever noticed that guys are better when they're not high rolling versus guys are better when they're high rolling?
No,
certain guys.
I feel I don't because I don't know the ones who smoke weed that I notice. I don't know the difference because I see those guys is always high. So I don't know what the fuck they like when they're not high.
Right.
So I don't know. I feel like it's always different for every individual.
I did a show at the Dime Bar last night, and there were these like 5 smoking hot girls, and but they were talking the whole time. Like they were just not there for the
while
comedy.
you're doing your fucking.
Yeah.
You know what? Don't do that. Home audience, don't fucking do that.
So this really good comic, Jeff Leach from England. I think he's the next big thing. He's kind of he looks like Russell Brand, tall, long hair, really funny, really smart, and he just went off on him, but in a way that it was funny.
You have to do that.
So I went on stage, and they were actually okay for me. But one of them was smoking, half black, half Filipino chick with a black ass and a Filipino face kind of thing.
God, are you? Where's that one?
So she says to me, I'm like, what do you do for a job? She's like, I actually host my own web series on NFL on Fox NFL. I also host The Fumble. I go, what's The Fumble? She's like, we have 1 million subscribers on YouTube. So I was like, so does my cat. And then she hated me the rest of the thing. But every comic was bowled over, laughing because
unbelievable the attitude of these fucking bitches, huh?
But then so the other girl goes, you remind me of our old boss. I go, if that was the case, I would say get back on the pole. Right?
See,
it was just I was zoned in. Sometimes you hit that zone,
and sometimes it don't work. Like if you can come off, especially with the females.
Yeah.
You can come off looking just like a mean. Like there was certain times I saw Joe Hogan comedy and him going and attack a female who's being loud and she deserved it, but he was so fucking vicious that some people could look at it and go, "Caralho, like, back, like, take it easy." But I thought it was funny because she was a fucking annoying piece of shit, or whatever women did that. But I could see how it can backfire.
The hardest way to deal with that, the hardest heckler to deal with, is never the guy going like, "You suck" or "Fuck you," because that guy, he's already like an enemy. It's the heckler that they chime in. And they're having a good time, and then they either repeat your jokes, you say a joke, and they repeat it to everyone at their table.
It's not really a heckler; it's just a guy looking for attention.
Because then when you say something, then you're an asshole, and they were like, "I was just having a good time."
Yeah.
Even though they were fucking up, then you could be mean.
You know what I might suggest? Maybe take the microphone and sarcastic. Man, you funny. Come here for a second. Give us a minute here. Let this guy, and then I bet you anything that guy's gonna lock up, or he's gonna be so fucking terrible everybody's gonna boo him off the stage.
I've seen it done, and it never works in good favor. Because,
for you? Oh, okay.
Because the guy usually goes up there, he's drunk, and it just looks sad, and it just sort of, everyone gets upset with the guy. It never really works.
Okay.
But,
well, I still do that one.
So, but anyway,
I feel like security should take a fucking guy out of there at a certain point.
There are clubs that do that. I don't mind it if it's a little back and forth.
No, a little bit is fine, but when somebody's belligerent and they actually fucking up your show.
Oh, absolutely.
Like the girl at the Ha that night that I was like, please just fucking take care of her.
Yeah.
She heckled every comedian before him.
Yeah, it's not, because you know what? At that point, it's not just about you. It's about the fucking audience who paid to come there.
Right.
It's about the audience who paid to came there.
This is Alan. Alan, what's up? You here?
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, we gotta start the show. Yeah. Yeah, he got you? Oh, no worries, man. Just come here when as soon as you can. All right, thanks.
What happened? What's his name? Got him again?
No, so this guy Mike, who's a comedian, I hooked him up with Alan because he works for TMZ.
Okay.
So he interviews Alan all the time. So Alan was like, "Hey man, sorry man, your boy Mike held me up. Like this somehow this
your boy Mike.
Somehow this is my fault. Like I hooked him up 8 months ago with TMZ, but now he's late for my podcast, and it's because of my boy Mike. Like
so like, sorry man, your boy Mike.
Yeah, no, dude.
No, it's okay. Give him a break. It's okay. Hey, look, Alan's gonna be here. We can't even see him anyway. You can't. The viewers can't even look to his face.
Yeah.
So half the fun of it is gone. Anyway, so.
Right. By the way, people, starting in mid-April, we're going to be having a 4-camera shoot on the podcast. It's going to be on YouTube every day. We got a whole new thing.
Is that right?
A whole new studio in Burbank. Really, really excited about it.
We're going to have a makeup artist and stuff to make sure everything on point.
You look great.
No, that's true. I that was sarcasm.
Any new life? Any new women in the life of Renato?
There's always a new ones, but just as there's always a new ones, there's always having to get rid of an old ones. So it's always bittersweet.
Yeah, I hear you. So we're going to have Ben Askren calling in pretty soon.
Oh, nice.
Ben Askren, I think, it's kind of a shame with Ben Askren because, he's sort of heading towards the second half of his career. And
you mean the twilight?
But you kind of wonder how good he could have been against the creme de la creme.
We're never gonna know.
Isn't that
It's
bullshit?
like in the NBA, it's Arvidas Sabonis. You're never gonna know. You heard how great he was. Or that Brazilian guy, Oscar Schmidt.
Who?
There's a guy named Oscar Schmidt who, and I know it don't sound too Brazilian, but he's like the Jordan, the Babe Ruth, the everything in Brazil of basketball.
Really?
Okay, and there's people who believe that not just Brazilians. There's people that believe that man was the greatest basketball player that ever lived.
But he was playing against Brazilians, though.
Well, no, in the Olympics, when he played against, nobody could fuck with him. Like nobody could fuck with this guy. And he had the kind of numbers, he had, Wilt Chamberlain numbers in the Olympics. You got to look this guy up, Oscar Schmidt. It's very strange. And he never got a chance to play on the NBA because he was so popular in I feel like the money. Sometimes you're in those markets.
Plus, also maybe don't want to leave home.
Yeah, that's another stuff. And he seemed, what you gonna say about that?
Their family is very important.
That's what I thought.
As opposed to
I thought you was gonna say some other
Americans.
Kind of
it's leave home as soon as you can.
Yeah, or just make the money no matter what. Yeah.
Whereas sometimes in Brazilians or other Mexico, it's staying home with the family is not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah. So this guy, he was. But anyway, well, I don't know even remember how I got onto that. Oh, you was talking about Ben Askren.
Yeah. This Friday night, by the way, Rampage is fighting King Mo.
I know that.
Can't wait for that fight. I think King Mo's got this. Rampage is kind of scaring me a little bit with a couple of his recent interviews, saying that he wishes he never started fighting because he hasn't. Even though he got all the money and this and that, he basically left his family, and then his family's they all have their business, and he left the family.
What business? What business that one?
I believe it was construction or something.
This is after he became famous, or they had it from the beginning?
The whole time. And he was saying a part of him wishes he never started fighting.
Wow.
And I don't know.
Maybe you never know. Maybe sometime the who knows? Maybe some of the shots is take the toll on him now. I don't know.
I think
like football players,
King Mo got this one. I think he's gonna. I believe he's gonna out. He says he told Rampage, "I'm gonna hump your leg for 15 minutes."
He told them that. Yeah. Hey, look. I feel like put it to you this way: is King Mo's fight to lose? I mean, what do you think, CB Gold?
I think it's Rampage has been saying I'm coming in 50 pounds heavier than Mo, and I'm like, that's another issue because I thought it was at 205. Now it's at heavyweight. I got King Mo too. I think Rampage is just beyond at this point. And if his head's not in it, why are you getting up every morning to go to the gym?
Yeah, I mean, what's his name? Rampage. He's always strong, and he's always got a chance to knock you out. Okay, so King Mo was doing very well. King Mo was doing very well with what's his name?
Crow Cop,
okay? And then, just like any, almost that NBA fight, MMA fight, you can get cracked.
But that's also non-tested Crow Cop.
Well, that's true. But I'm just saying, you can get cracked. But if you're going to bet the money, I feel like you have to go to King Mo.
I do, although Rampage is on a 5-fight winning streak.
I understand that. But King Mo, look, King Mo is, like you said about the career, the twilight, King Mo is not yet over the hump,
right?
And I feel like obviously, look, we all big fan. We all love Rampage, but he's on the latter part, of the career.
I when I ran into Rampage and at this fight, I go, "Hey man, you came to my show, remember?" He's like, he goes, "I've been hit a lot in the face."
Wow, you know what? What I just said, he might be feeling some of the depression from getting hit, man.
Yeah,
it affect people different.
So I'm calling Ben Askren now.
See, that's why your boy Ben Askren, he's gonna have the last laugh because he's not gonna be like that.
No,
he's gonna retire pretty with that golden locks, the curls.
Funky Askren, and I didn't answer my phone because I'm very busy, and I really appreciate it.
Can the fans hear that?
Really?
I think the fans.
Yeah.
I like that message, but I didn't realize he have like that he's from Milwaukee.
He's from I think he's from Missouri.
For him, well, he's adopted that accent because he have the same accent as Duke Hoofus now.
Yeah,
where he goes, this is Funky Ben Askren.
So trying to call Ben Askren right now. I hope he picks up
because Duke Hoofus had that accent. I remember he was. I've
heard stories about Ben and Woodley in practice, and they say it's very close. They say
I'm not surprised.
They say it's.
Would you be surprised?
No, but it's just kind of a shame because it's one thing if like what we talked about earlier, when you see I wonder how good he would be in the UFC. Like Conor Hune is an example of here's a guy who I believe could have in his prime beaten.
He never got to
guys. I think he could beat the number 20 guy, the number 15 guy, maybe even the number 10 guy. Okay, I don't think Conor Hune, as good as Conor Hune was, would have beat the champion. And I'm nothing against Conor Hune, okay, because Conor Hune is a friend of mine, and I think he would maybe even say this. Maybe he would say I beat the champion. Maybe that he has that mindset. But let's just call a spade. Whereas Ben Askren, you could say I could think he might beat the champion. That's
of course.
How many guys could, except for can really make that?
That was never the question. I think it was a question of his style. You know what I mean? And I don't have a problem with that. In my opinion, if you can't beat the fucking guy, you can't beat him, and that's that.
So you don't have me neither. Like even people were really mad about that one guy, Ryan Hall.
Yeah,
they were saying the way.
No, it's like you better learn how to beat that guy. And look, maybe it don't have to be your favorite style. And maybe Ben Askren's not my favorite style. I'll admit he's not my favorite style, but I'm not gonna complain. No, he shouldn't be in there. No, I don't want to see that guy. Beat the guy.
if I'm playing a video game, and nobody can stop the one move I'm doing, as cheap as it is.
Look,
if I'm playing Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat,
I got my guy on Street Fighter. I challenge you to beat me when I have E Honda. I'm gonna slap the shit out of you. I'm gonna do the Puerto Rican slap boxing, and then I'm gonna do a headbutt.
Yeah.
And then if I want to add insult to injury, I'm gonna do a side like little kick to your feet, and you're gonna be out of the picture.
All right, so we're calling Felony. I talked to him earlier in the day. He says he's
felony. I gotta get into my fucking mind that it's not the other way. It's not the crazy horse.
It's not misdemeanor. It's felony.
God, I wait. You're glad that he's not here to hear you say that.
So it's an unknown number. So we're calling Felony, who used to be. He's got a record of 30-32.
Yeah, but that was never his. His hacker was never his strong point.
Hello, Felony.
Yes, this is him.
Hey, what's up? You're on the MMA Roasted podcast. It is me. I'm here with Renato Laranja. He's a 27-time world champion, as well as CB Gold. How are you, man?
I'm pretty good.
We are all.
Who this guy is?
Of course, I know this is Felony, the guy who used to go by a different name. I'm not going to say the name, but now you're Felony,
right?
I
might. Yeah. I'm Felony.
So now, why are you? Why did you change the name?
Because everyone thinks I'm crazy. Fuck y'all. Ain't nothing crazy about me, Dick. I'm different.
Right.
Fucking different. That's it.
Right.
That's it, man.
Now, the last time I watched your fight, you knocked out Kimura in 7 seconds. One of the greatest fights, probably the best post-fight victory speech I've ever seen. When you ran around.
No. You know what? Someone's got a better one.
Who?
You cannot take nothing from that guy. The Black fucking Beast.
Oh yeah,
man, he outdid me.
The Black Beast. Yeah, that last one. That was the best one.
That last one.
I don't know, man. I honestly think yours is better. When you started masturbating, you were like in the actual ring, and then you were running around. That was pretty incredible. Might have been the best thing I've ever seen in my life. So, good work.
Thanks, man. I just fucking rolled this blunt too tight.
Oh, cool. Gotcha. He just rolled a
blunt too tight. We was just talking about natural medicine. You taking that for your glaucoma?
Say what, nigga? I ain't got no glaucoma, nigga.
Now, are you in Florida right now?
Yeah, I'm in Ocala. That's where I'm staying at. Damn, look at all this Mountain Dew.
You helping yourself to a Mountain Dew to refresh yourself when you take the blunt?
Yeah, man. I'm gonna start bringing Mountain Dews to the fight, man. So when I beat these niggas' ass, I can bust them open like Stone Cold. Fuck that. Mountain Dew need to cut the check.
Yo, I agree. Bitch. I agree, young blood.
They should. Now, after the fight against Kimura, you called out Vanderlei Silva. Now, you said the rumor is that you knocked him out backstage at a Pride event.
Nigga, hold on, nigga. Now, how you gonna consider it a rumor when goddamn Matt said he's seen it? So it can't be a rumor if two people saying that it happened.
Okay.
When one of them works, that made me think you guys are doubting me, nigga. You doubting me, bro?
I'm not doubting you. I will never doubt Felony. But explain to me what exactly happened. So you were in a fight with Marcelo. Just tell me the whole story.
This is how it goes, man. See, what everybody see on and I've told this story so many times, Joe. So it kind of gets old to me when I tell it. But no matter how many times I tell it, when you tell a lie, shit gets mixed up, right? When you're telling a lie, right? It gets mixed up. Because you probably forget something out, and then you have to fucking, you said this. Okay, well, this is how it goes, right? So I just beat up this guy named Ken Kaneko,
Right.
So I'm not thinking anything of it. But at the time, me and Candy Lay shared a room together. You know what I'm saying? Shared a locker room together. So, after the fight, fucking Marcelo gets in the ring and he's like, "Me and you next." And I'm like, if anybody knows my demeanor, nigga, you can't upset me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not in this business. So he says that, and I'm like, yeah, cool, that's cool. Get you Keno to set it up, we'll make it happen. You know what I'm saying? That was the matchmaker for Pride at the time. So I go back to the locker room, and it was a few words exchanged between me and Christian from what he said to me in the ring. 1 second while I hit this blunt.
Okay, sure. Take your time.
Yes, please. It's going to enhance the experience for everybody.
I wrote this bitch too tight, man.
All good.
Yeah.
Man. Okay.
So, that being said, right?
Yep.
So I go back to the room, and like I said, I'm the aggressor the whole video. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's not the case. So as you guys see in the video, I love Marcelo, and next thing, but then the video cut. You know what I'm saying? So you guys think that was just it? I'm gonna be laid out.
Wait, hey, Felony, we're getting a bad connection. We're gonna call you back.
Yeah.
Is it better now?
Better for me or better for you?
All right, this is good. Okay. So, all right. So you and Marcelo get into it. Okay, you guys are on the ground. He has you in a triangle, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what happened.
All right. Then you get choked out. You then get up. You see Vanderlei, and you knock him out with one punch.
See, that's not what happened. I get choked out.
Right.
But when I wake up, like you can see the video, right? It before it cuts, you'll see me look up. My eyes come open. I look up. I put my head back down. But at this time, you know what I'm saying, I'm steady recuperating from the choke.
Right.
So, but Candyland is at the bottom of my feet kicking me. He's kicking me, speaking in his language. So he's kicking me, speaking in his language, and I get up and I'm like, nigga, ain't nobody scared of you, and I throw one punch. Now I had a 5-second window because everybody was fucking surprised, nigga, including myself. Like, oh shit, I done knocked out Vanderlei, nigga. So while everybody's standing there round looking at Vanderlei sleep peacefully, I'm shooting for the dough, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a soloist. Everywhere I go, I'm always by myself. I don't have a team because I'm not a coward. I don't have a group because I'm not a coward. It's always me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you are.
So,
yeah.
So when I get up and knock Candyland out, I run to the door, and the only Brazilian that I remember that, because he was black. This nigga was black too. I think his name was.
He was Brazilian, but he's black.
Yeah. The blackest Brazilian you'll ever see.
Oh, Pelé.
He used to work with Cordero, that's his name.
Oh, yeah, Rafael Cordero. I know that guy.
Okay, so he was there?
Yeah, he was there. So when everybody was looking, including myself, when I realized what had done happened, nigga, you knocked out Vanderlei, it's probably not a good place for you to be, nigga. They're going to hang you in here. So I shoot for the door. Now, as I'm trying to get out the goddamn door, no one else knows I'm gone but that goddamn nigga. The nigga. And he fucking shot at the door. He chased me at that door. And by the time he got to the door, I threw a leg up to kick him away, just to give him a little, because I needed more time to get out that door. I don't know why that door wasn't open for him. But then I ended up getting out the door, and I'm laying in the hallway, and I'm like, because I'm laying down, you know what I'm saying? I just knocked out Candyland. And, fucking, he comes out in the hallway, and he sees me laying on the ground, so, I'm little, you know what I'm saying? So I jump up real quick. But I didn't jump up in the fighting stance. Fuck no. I jumped up in the scared nigga, I'm hauling ass stance. Get me? You get me? You know what I'm saying? Where you're laying down and you're facing the guy that you're looking at. You're laying down on your back, but you're looking at the guy that's walking up on you.
Yeah.
Nigga, I jumped up and took off. I was like, I knocked you out, Candyland. And I kept running. Because I don't care, Vanderlei, you're fucking 200 some pounds, nigga. You're not gonna catch this 150. No.
So
Yeah, that's how that happened, man.
Felony, did the beef continue? Did the beef continue for many years after that, or what happened? How'd the beef settle?
See, now this is how it goes, right? You know, there's still some motherfuckers out there doubting, you know what I'm saying? Including yourself. Because when you say the speculation of a rumor, that sounds like you don't believe me.
No,
a rumor means a lie.
I don't think that you like
or something that's probably made up.
Yeah.
So here's how that goes, right? So 10 years later, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at it like, okay, this shit is old. You know, we grow up. Everyone grows up. Shit is old. Dude, you got the whole fucking world seeing that Christian chokes me out. Everyone sees that. You know what I mean? But, nigga, I got 32 losses. You think I care about being choked out, nigga? You know what I'm saying? Fuck all that, nigga. It's just, hey, I lose. Everybody loses. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a fuck about that. But considering you're Candy Lay and you're supposed to be this fucking big time whatever, man, you cannot take that from Charles Bennett because Charles Bennett's name is up there with everyone else's. You know, I might not have as many wins, but I'm also one of the most talked about guys. You know, I might not. So, with that being said, you know, it comes back to I see Candy Lay in fucking Japan.
Yep.
Now I'm thinking everything's cool, sweet, and lovely. You know what I'm saying? When I see this faggot, this Candy is a fucking faggot. He's fucking gay, man. Like anytime every altercation you have with a man, you're inviting a man to your dick or your nuts or your ass. You fucking faggot. I don't like faggot. You know what I'm saying? I hope they all die.
Caralho.
But that's just my opinion.
You really
but
believe
my thing
that?
of it is, okay.
I mean, come on. If people want to be gay, who cares? It's 2017. You don't want people to die because they're gay, right? I mean, come on.
Hey, okay. You know what? That's another subject we'll get on, pimp. But here's how that goes, though. When you're gay, man, woman, it doesn't matter. But when you're gay and you're growing up gay, because no one becomes gay when they're fucking 30 years old. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be gay now.
That's
you
true.
Know, it's something happened went on in your life where you feel that way. You know what I mean? So with that being said, if you got a gay kid with another gay kid that's way older than the kid that's not gay, what do you think is gonna happen with this gay kid?
Maybe he'll go on. Gay people, they achieve a lot in this world. A lot of them do. And it's just
the gay guy, the gay kid, gonna be attracted to the other to the straight kid if the kid is fine.
That's pretty much what I'm saying.
Or if he's light skinned.
If you, this is how it goes. That's on another note, though, man.
Right.
I'll talk about that on another note. Though,
right.
You know what I mean? It's just like, I'm gonna say it like this. I'm gonna tell you like this here. Fuck a faggot because I don't like him. And I hope all the faggots die. Fuck them.
You're entitled.
How about that?
You're entitled to your opinion.
Yes, I am, and I hope all the gay guys are hearing this. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, I don't give a fuck about y'all.
It sounds to me that you're not gonna convince. You're not gonna convince Charles of something different. So let him have his opinion, and we're gonna have you can have whatever.
Yeah, that's it.
Now, Felony.
That's what I'm saying.
Now, Felony.
Hey.
You grew up. You had 11 brothers and sisters. In Florida, you had a really tough childhood, right? I mean, I read that your parents, they both smoked crack. You were selling drugs. You got kicked out of the house when you were a junior. Between 1999 and 2009, you were arrested 14 times.
Why you gotta rehash all this shit?
I'm just telling you. I mean, you're definitely a guy who's been through a lot in your life. I mean, you've had a tough life.
Yeah, but you know what? Everyone looks at it like this, though. They're looking at it like, hey, well, nigga, you did it. But this is how it goes, man. It's the system, man. I'm going to tell you some real shit. Here's how, and, you know, I know y'all probably still feeling about that faggot shit, but that's, like I said, that's another story.
Right.
But here's some real shit, right? Here's some real shit. Okay, my sister, she was born, I don't know when, but the point of this is, right, when I first met this chick, she was a baby, just being born, probably a day, 2 days old when I first met her. The next time I meet her, she's 19. But what inspires me to meet this chick is that, okay, I got a 19-year-old sister, right? I haven't seen this chick in 19 years. In 19 fucking years. So I don't know how she looks. I don't know nothing about her. But I'm a fucking Backpage junkie, nigga. I'm on Backpage all the time, nigga.
Wait, you met your sister?
If I come to your city, if I come to your city, nigga, I'm jumping on your Backpage.
Yeah, no, you like the hookers and the prostitutes. So that's how you met your sister?
No, motherfucker.
Oh, okay.
But see, here's the thing, though. You know what I'm saying? Everyone wants to say, okay, Charles is crazy, this and this and this. But there's nothing crazy about life. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody go through a little something. You know what I'm saying? Everybody goes through that part in life where it's shit, nigga. You give a fuck, but you think you can get away with it. Until you get caught. Then you're like, damn, man, you're thinking about the shit. Like, okay, let's not try that again.
Right.
With that being said, okay, my sister, she's 19. I don't know how this chick look. I'm always on Backpage because I don't want an old lady. I don't want a woman. I don't want an old lady because I got so many domestic violence on my record that if I get an old lady, right, and I just say so happily I want to go cheat, you know?
Yeah.
This is how I think. I go cheat. She finds out. I come home. I'm asleep. Next thing you know, I don't wake up. The bitch around town saying I jumped on her. It's on my record. It's already on my record. Oh, this nigga got like 13 fucking DMs, meaning domestic violence. So he's got 13 fucking DVs, and she killed him. Yeah, he did it. You know what I mean? So I don't have an old lady. I'm scared.
Right, so you think you're better off not having a girlfriend, just going to get hookers on Backpage.
Oh, God,
that's...
Yeah.
I got confused, and I thought he was telling a heel story. And then I was like, he's talking about a hypothetical stuff.
Yeah, no.
But for a second, I thought he was like the guy who went to child support court, you know, and they said, how come you didn't pay your shit? And he said, look, I was ineligible to pay because I was in the hospital. I died in a car accident, porra caralho.
Right.
You saw that guy?
I didn't see that guy, but okay.
I know you've seen it, Charles.
You guys just look fucking lost me, man.
I feel like I'm in a mental asylum right now.
You are, porra.
So
smoking this fucking.
So when's your next fight?
Weed too, so.
Yeah. So when's your next fight, brother?
I don't know. It's real soon though.
What organization?
But the point of the story is, right?
Thank you.
The point of my story is, nigga, is okay. I be on Backpage, so I fucking had to go meet my little 19-year-old sister, so I don't fucking run across this chick on Backpage, fuck her. And then a day, 3 days, a month later, I run into this chick again and be like, oh, yeah, you know this is your sister. No, I did not know.
Ooh.
I fucking had her booted up at the hotel fucking a month ago. I'm just finding this out.
So you have to meet your sister. That way you don't order her on Backpage.
That's a smart...
Yeah, that's a very...
I've been there.
You've been there?
Well, where I had to watch out for that because you never know. If my dad was out there, it's kind of like my kids. I don't know how many fucking kids I got out there.
Yeah.
Why you think I hit?
Oh man, see, people don't look at it like that. So with me,
different
I say
people.
fuck the system. I say fuck the system because even though my mom had 11 kids, you know what I'm saying, you split every kid the fuck up. Instead of, you could just put every kid in one home. You know what I'm saying? And as these kids get older and move out, you know what I'm saying, you keep that kid in that home. You know what I'm saying? Because it's only fair that these siblings grow up knowing each other. You don't want to fucking sibling out arguing in the street, kill his brother or kill his sister or some shit.
Right. How many kids do you have? Because Felony?
Who, me?
Yeah.
You say what now?
How many kids do you have?
I have 4, but I'm about to be -1.
Why?
Does that make sense?
Because of some the mother is gonna take that one.
No, because I'm gonna remove myself from that one.
Okay.
She can take it all she wants.
I've been there myself.
I'll remove myself.
I've removed myself from a lot of my kids too, and it's funny when you said talking about splitting the children or whatever. Is I do a different system where I split the money from the children. The children is on one side, and the money is stay onto my bank account. Porra.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, it's
By the way,
I try to
Alan
understand now, but
Jouban
I
just
think I
showed
got
up.
it now. It's like, okay, but see, that's the thing with my fucking second baby mama. Like, bitch, I got one kid from you. My first baby mama, I went through so much shit with this shit. Like, we used to fight all the time, and I used to always win. You know what I'm saying? But then when it came down to the law part of it, she used to always win because I was a dumbass nigga that was going to jail fighting her. Nigga, that ain't your pussy. Always remember, guys, these whores fucking these niggas, it ain't your pussy. It's community.
I try to remember that daily.
Yes.
With different verbiage.
Don't jump on a woman because she's getting that pussy up. Nah. Go get you some more pussy. That's all you got to do. Go find some other
Have you thought about working for Hallmark?
What the fuck is that?
like a greeting card.
Greeting cards. I think that you might have your own line of Hallmark cards that might be really good for you. You know, like bitch, this ain't your pussy.
Oh, yeah?
Or, yeah, like just,
Yeah, I might be a little too real for him, though, man.
I don't know. I just
might be a little...
You know what? That's one of the best idea I ever heard.
I think felony Hallmark cards. You know, you kind of
Hallmark Felony by Hallmark. You know how they do a different collection?
Yeah.
Like I remember they tried to Felony. Do you remember when Hallmark tried to came up with a Afrocentric one for like Kwanzaa and all that kind of stuff, and it was called Mahogany by Hallmark.
Mahogany. Got mahogany.
Yeah, they came with
by
that
Hallmark.
mahogany. And it had some strong, positive young blood on there with some kente cloth and wearing a dashiki and whatnot, poha.
Well, listen, we got to get to Ben Askren. I'm sure this will be a very similar conversation with Ben. Listen, we're going to have you back on the show. Look forward to your next fight. Try to stay out of trouble because the more you're in trouble, the less you fight, and the fans love watching you fight. So, you know.
Hey, nigga, hold on, nigga. I don't need no goddamn prep talk, nigga.
Okay, all right, get in as much trouble as you possibly can.
See, I've been in jail so many times, nigga, and I went to prison. And felony as I came out as.
Yeah.
Nigga, you come out, stay out of trouble. A bitch better not raise her voice at me, bro. Because I'm out of there. I can't. You go to getting loud, I'm instantly thinking about jail. Like, damn, what? Do I hear fucking doors slamming and Mr. Bennett, we need you at medical. And or child, nigga, fuck child, nigga. It's cold outside, nigga. I can open my front door and walk out. Nigga, last night, nigga, I walked out the door butt ass naked. But that little pigtail just hanging like.
Well,
and I stood in the road. And then I
wish
ran
you were
back
my
in the
neighbor.
house because the car was coming.
Well, listen, felony, it was good to have you on the podcast. Keep up the good work.
Yeah, nigga.
Always entertaining.
Y'all niggas interrupted my motherfucking live feed on motherfucking Instagram too.
Oh, sorry about
I like
that.
to let these people know this.
Sorry.
Y'all should check my live feed out. We're smoking weed, fucking bitches, and talking about crack.
Yo, I like that. What's your Instagram handle? Because I don't have that one yet. I gotta follow you, my brother.
You don't have Instagram?
No, I have it, but I don't have you on there, Poha. What's your name on there so I can add you?
Oh, it's Felony 352.
Felony?
Yeah, Felony.
Yeah, I can't miss this
Felony
stuff.
352.
This is.
I have to go back live though.
Yeah.
All right, sorry to interrupt your live feed.
I'm fin to listen to some of this shit.
All right, take care, Felony. Bye.
All right, guys.
Okay, my brother, stay up.
All right, that was Felony. Okay.
You know, he's a unique individual. Yeah. Wow. You know, he's a very. I would like to sit down and hear to pick his brain. No, I'm not kidding, man. That's the way his mind operates.
By the way, MMA Roasted does not condone his comments towards homosexuals.
Well, of course not.
Just so you know, and I'm not editing this out. People, I'm not. Well, I mean, just leave it in.
Maybe trim some of that one.
Why?
But well, my brother, some of it is too much.
But that's his opinion.
No, but
I don't agree with it.
But when you go on and on about it, wait, 352. Okay.
All right, we're calling Ben Askren right now. And then Alan Jouban just showed up.
Well,
hey, Ben Askren, how are you, man?
I'm doing great. How about you guys?
Good. Sorry, we called you earlier, but then we were talking to Charles Crazy Horse Bennett, who now goes by Felony. Had a lot of interesting things to say. Are you here with Renato Laranja and Alan Jouban, CB Gold? How are you, Ben?
Well, I missed what you said. What did you say there?
Yeah, why you brush over us like that?
I said I'm here with Alan Jouban, Renato Laranja.
Okay, I know him.
And you know Renato Laranja?
I know him also, yeah.
Of course, you know that one.
And then CB Gold. I'm sure you've seen him in your pantry. So how are you doing, man? What's going on?
Man, I'm doing well. Really, I haven't been fighting anybody, not by my doing.
Because they scared.
And so I've been focusing a lot on my wrestling academy business. We just opened up our third academy here in Wisconsin, and then we also we bought a building. So we're moving one of our academies into the building we bought, and that happens like next week. So we've been really, really busy with that, and that's going really, really well.
Where are you getting all this fucking money to buy a building and shit? Where the fuck is... I created this sport, and I don't have no fucking buildings.
A wise man once said, it's not how much you make, it's how much you keep.
God, another wise man said...
Right there.
Another wise man said, if you know what you got, then you ain't got much. Porra caralho.
No, Ben. Ben. The word is that you don't have to validate this, but the word is you were making $100,000 a fight for ONE FC from the get go. Are we in the ballpark?
Yeah, you're in the ballpark, and it might have went up since then.
I would have been there too for that money like that.
And it might have went up. So when people say why isn't Ben Askren in the UFC or why isn't he in Bellator, because they're going to start you out with maybe 20 and 20, maybe
Well, I was making. I think my last fight in Bellator was 26 and 26, I believe.
God,
man, I mean, I could write a book on my free agency period. I pretty much told Bellator I'm out, and then I haven't fully put out there to the extent that I was screwed by the UFC, but I got screwed pretty royally, and it was lucky for me that because I was 12-0 and I was ranked 6th in the world, I had some pretty good offers from one championship and World Series of Fighting, and so I was able to still secure a pretty solid contract for myself, even after that happened.
So that being said, there's no question if you're why you would. I mean, you have a family. You have while MMA is a love of yours, I would say wrestling is your passion, right?
Yeah, wrestling is number one. Always will be number one. You know what's wrong with MMA? There's just too many sleaze bags in MMA. Well, I'm gonna say two things. Number
take
one,
that back.
Sleaze bags in MMA. I'm sure you know all kinds of them, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course I do.
And then number two would be there's not a. I'm going to use Chael Sonnen's term. There's not a competitive architecture to where we determine a champion. In wrestling, for example, if you think you're the best in the country, well, every year, if you're college age, there's an NCAA championship. You show up. If you're the best guy there, you win. Every single year, there's a U.S. Open. If you show up, you enter the bracket. If you beat everybody to win, you're the best guy, right?
Yeah.
If you win that, you go to the World Championships. Everybody shows up. You wrestle it out. There's a best guy, right? And so I don't enjoy the fact that, I do and I don't. I don't enjoy the fact that money a lot of times drives fights. It's like, why did GSP get the title fight at 185? It's pretty ridiculous in any sense of the imagination. And so I sometimes do like that there's money, but I wish the competitive architecture was there so we could actually find out who the best in the world was on at least a semi-regular basis.
That would be nice, but when money get involved, man, it's just like any other business. It's like the fucking music or movies or whatever. When money get involved, it's who put butt in the seat there.
You look at Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather. I mean, the only reason we're having that conversation is because of money.
Of course.
100%. Money skews things so much to the point that people were saying after Conor knocked out Eddie that Conor is the greatest fighter of all time. And I'm thinking, guys, he's 2-1 this year, and one of those two is a very questionable decision, in my opinion. This year, he's 2-1, and that one loss and the other questionable decision was to a guy who's ranked 8th in his weight class.
No, you're right.
So
and it wasn't even that fight. That fight could have been at 155. It wasn't like he fought a guy coming down from 190. Well, I'm sure Nate loses weight, but Nate has had a lot of fights at 155. Yeah. Most of his fights, actually.
But let me
realistically, they were both.
Let's not take away what this guy has done for himself. He's very smart, and
what?
Smart.
Smart.
Listen, Alan Jouban.
T is silent.
Yeah, you still keep covering. Now, what? I lost my train of fucking thought.
Very smart. What he's
Conor McGregor.
Yeah, now.
Listen, the boxing thing is so ridiculous. It's just like, I'm not the best wrestler in the world right now. If I went to the World Championships, I would not place. I promise you that. But thinking that, and Floyd's the best in the world, thinking that someone from MMA who has never competitively wrestled in his life could beat me in a match, that is like so laughable. Like, that is like the most ridiculous thought in the world.
But that's a testament.
And so Conor McGregor never having boxed, the thought of him beating Floyd Mayweather, if that actually happens, then it just says boxing sucks, what it says.
But, it's a testament to how magnetic and how much this guy has whipped up everybody into a frenzy. You don't just do that by luck. This fucking guy is smart, okay?
It depends on how stupid the public is.
But whatever. Look.
How people...
Hey, look, there's a lot of people...
He's a great marketer. I'll give you the fact. He's definitely a great marketer.
Yeah,
There's
and
100% no doubt about that.
Nobody did that for him. He had to did that. So it's like, look, if they want to shut this guy up, they got to beat the shit out of him.
He's also the only guy from Ireland.
Who do you think... Sorry, go ahead.
Or like being like a big fish in a small pond helps.
Yeah, he's the pride of Ireland.
He's from New Jersey.
Why?
He wouldn't have this all of a sudden all this huge fan base and this and that. It's sort of, I'm not saying he got lucky, but a lot of things have lined up in his favor.
Yes, 100%.
Look,
who do you think wins Personality of the Year at the MMA Fighter Awards in 2017? Conor McGregor or Renato Laranja?
Well, look, say that's not fair to put him in a category that he can't win that one. Because if you're talking about that, I'm always Personality of the Year. And when I was nominated that one year, they fucking hobbed me and gave it to Joe Hogan, who wasn't even there. He did a videotape speech, okay? I had the courtesy to came all the way there.
Now, Ben, you don't think, though, if it was, back when you said you're not the best wrestler in the world, if it was folk style right now in your weight class, you don't think you could come and like beat anybody in your weight class?
If it's folk style and you give me 6 to 9 months to train, I think I can give anyone a run for their money in folk style. But in freestyle, right now, number one, the weight classes are jacked up. There was 163 to 189, and number two, some of those the Russian kids and Iranian guys that they're performing at such high levels right now. I'm out of my prime. Whether I want to admit it or not, I am. That was about 5 years ago. So, yeah, folk style, I would give myself a chance. Freestyle, no, definitely
Well,
not.
of course. How the fuck can you imagine to be better at freestyle? You're white. Folk is going to be more your style. And on top of that, what the fuck does this have to do with fighting?
Nothing. It was just an interesting... now, I heard, Ben, that
Renato, you know that jiu-jitsu is significantly less likely background to create a champion of mixed martial arts than wrestling, right?
That's up to your opinion. An opinion is like an asshole. It remind me of you.
Now, Ben, I heard through the grapevine that when you and Woodley spar, it's pretty even. Is that how it goes?
I have sparred one round with Tyron Woodley in my life.
Oh, okay.
So this is all lies.
We've worked out. We've done a lot of wrestling. We've done a lot of jiu-jitsu, but we have not sparred. I figure when he fights, if they ever give Damian Maia a shot, which is, they probably never will. They'll probably just continue to sit him on the shelf. Then I will be a very effective sparring partner for Woodley because I can give him that look. But I couldn't imitate Stephen Thompson if you paid me $1 million. I couldn't imitate him.
But you said you would ragdoll Thompson in a fight.
That would happen.
I'm not surprised.
Ben, if you had to break down, I know you said you only sparred him, and I'm not asking you to talk trash on Tyron, but like, what levels would you give yourself, like, you know, the advantage in the wrestling compared to jiu-jitsu and striking, all those? Which ones did you have the upper hand on them?
I mean, yeah, I don't like getting that discussion too much because I would never fight Tyron.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think stylistically we're a lot different. You know, he is not a volume striker or not a he wasn't a volume wrestler either. He never kept really high pace. He picked and chose his spots.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes almost even to a fault, like you would say with this last Wonderboy fight, almost to a fault. In certain rounds, he just didn't get off.
I agree.
All the strikes they needed to get off, and so you know, I think with Tyron, the way we've seen Tyron get beat, and he's been significantly more accurate, is when he doesn't land that big punch. I mean, that's when we've seen him lose fights. So obviously, if you fight Tyron Woodley, and I don't think this is not rocket science, you can't get hit with a big shot, because when people get hit with a big shot against Tyron, they go down, right? So I think I would, if I were to fight Tyron, I'd have to play it very smartly, and then just, you know, stay tight, stay on him, and kind of dry hump him, as people call it.
Let me ask you this. When you guys grapple, let's say if you were doing more so jiu-jitsu, when you guys roll in jiu-jitsu, is it more is there submissions, or is it more one guy trying to stay on a dominant position on top?
More one guy trying to stay on a dominant position. Obviously,
Right.
both come from that wrestling background. Mm-hmm. And you know, for MMA, you want to be on top. You do not want to be on bottom in MMA. Maybe in 1997 you did, but 2017, if you're spending a lot of time on bottom, that means you're spending a lot of time getting beat up.
Hey, take it easy, okay? You know, 97,
What?
93, 91, that was a lot of my greatest fucking years.
No, Ben. Recently, Matt Hughes said he wanted to come back, and then you said you wanted to be his first fight. What's up with you and Matt Hughes?
Yeah, I don't. You know what? It's hard. It is sometimes it's hard to put your finger on exactly what. But I have never liked Matt Hughes. I mean, we're talking since he came on the scene. I was like, there was just something about that guy that rubbed me the wrong way. And then obviously then when I got into MMA and kind of started figuring out the MMA community, there's a lot of reasons. There's a lot of very adequate reasons not to like Matt Hughes. I won't go down the list, but there's a lot of good reasons not to. And yeah, obviously I'd like to fight Matt Hughes. That would be man, that would be a lot of fun.
Is it because he's a man of God and you're a funky white boy who like to listen to funk music and soul music? You call yourself a funky white boy?
You nailed it. Nailed it.
By the way, I don't know what it is with you and these Mizzou fighters, but like anytime we've had Chandler, Tyron, even EJ Brooks on it, they're all convinced that no one in the world could beat you in anything. Was it because you think you were the captain of the team and these guys were looking up to you at the time?
You know what? Actually, it is. I paid them all a lot of money to say that.
But I'm serious, man. I mean, the respect is. It says a lot about you, because a lot of times you got these guys. Oh, I could, blah blah blah. But they're all convinced that you would find a way to win, which is what it's just kind of. I'm not upset. I'm happy because look, you got all your brain cells. You're 15-0. You made a lot of money. You did a lot of really good things for the sport. I would like to have seen you get that UFC belt. But, you can't do everything, so.
Yeah, I would have liked to. I mean, even if it was in the back room, and that's, I get to work out with Tyron, and so, I get to work out with the best guys in the world, and I worked out with Shields when he was number 2. Really, the one guy I never got to work out with was GSP. I never got to work out with him ever. But most of the top guys I did get to, at the very least, work out with, so I understood what level I was on. But yeah, like I said, one of the sad things about MMA is it's positive and negative. The money gets in the way, and a lot of times you don't get to see who the best is. I mean, why is right?
Yeah.
I think Tyron will beat Damian Maia, but Damian Maia right now should be getting a shot at the title.
Yeah.
Jacare should be getting a shot at the title, and so the 155-pound belt. Why hasn't Khabib had a shot? The guy's 23-0 for God's sake. And so we don't always necessarily get to see who the best is. Right?
How do you think you would do against Bisping?
We don't always get that.
How do you think you would do against Bisping?
What'd you say?
How do you think you would do against Michael Bisping?
Well,
Oh, wow.
I mean, he's tough and he does get up, but if you watch my fights, I'm like a blanket more than any other wrestler. Once I get on top of you, it's hard to shake me. So I think I would get on top of Michael. He has been, he's been taken down many times. His strength is usually pops right back up, but I think I would take him down and keep him down.
I spent a lot of time under the blankets in my life. So I feel like I'm unique. I'm uniquely qualified to know my way around there.
So now we got to talk about
What were
another
you
one.
doing under there?
We got to talk about
What was that?
what do you?
I said, what were you doing under there?
Well, I was doing a lot of stuff that I don't want to talk about here, but I was doing more than laying some farts under there, I'll tell you that.
Now we got to talk about CM Punk. Now a lot of CM Punk. I was getting conflicting people. Some people at Rufus Sport were saying this guy gets murdered in sparring. He's 1-30 in fights. Bilal Muhammad says he's a world beater, and he was just fucking everyone up in practice. CM Punk.
Bilal said CM Punk?
Yeah, said CM Punk was like...
What, Bilal from House Party?
Yeah, Bilal, the guy in Young Black Teenagers. Yes, that guy. So how is CM Punk, honestly?
He's not going to say. He can't say.
He works hard.
Yeah.
Give him that.
You putting him in an unwinnable position.
I mean, guys, what would you expect with a 37-year-old man who's never had combat sports background of any type, right?
Of course.
You try to help encourage him, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
I mean...
Yeah, exactly.
But, I mean, don't you think someone should have told him, like, hey, listen, look, I want to be in the NBA. It's not going to happen,
No, because of money.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
of money,
well-
that's why they won't.
Well, you know what they say about MMA fighting, right? Is that all you have to do to be a professional fighter is be willing to be paid to get beat up. There's no prerequisite. There's none. You don't have to play college football. You don't have to do high school. You ain't got to do nothing. You just got to be willing to take some money to get beat up if you're a professional fighter.
Say that word again. What was it?
Prerequisite.
Huh?
Prerequisite.
Oh.
Most athletic endeavors have prerequisites to get to the next level.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
MMA, all you got to do is show up and take $100, get your ass whooped, and you're a professional athlete.
Now, Ben, you rolled with Marcelo Garcia back when you were brand new, and then according to Hanato,
What?
You went up against Marcelo. It was
That
even.
is not according to me.
You said
I talk about Damian Maya. I never fucking talked about Ben Askren.
No, you versus Marcelo. You said it was.
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, I was. Look. Me and Marcelo, we have to understand. And there's respect there between
You said
both
you
of
would
us.
have won, but your back was hurt. Right?
Well, and then there's issue of glaucoma, and
Pretty good,
natural
Renato,
green
but I don't know if
medicine.
he's quite as good as you.
bursitis. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You hide about that.
Now, Hanato, how do you think you and Askren would do in just jiu-jitsu?
This is like a apple and Laranja. This is Askren and Laranja, and it's a different sport. He will be the first to agree. And
Yeah,
look,
he's a black belt. now
never
in
mind
jiu-jitsu,
that. When I came to Hoofer Sport, he was nowhere to be found.
Oh, really?
Okay, he was washing his hair, and let me to tell you something. When I look at that, I see those curly, beautiful Jerry curl he have, and that's just a target for me.
Right.
He's gonna be in there. It's hard to get out of that headlock when you're at that point.
Now, Ben. Now, for years you saying you don't use deodorant. Is that still the case?
Oh, caralho.
That is still the case. I'm all natural. No deodorant.
Oh no, that remind me of Matt Horowitz, porra. I have to hear with that guy.
Not like that guy. That guy stinks.
He smell
like him.
He smell like an African cabbie.
Yeah, he's terrible. He smells so bad.
But let me tell you something. I like that guy. And it's very disconcerting because he have like some autism, and when I'm not, you think I'm not making fun. I'm saying he have a.
Is that serious? Does he really or no? Or is he making that?
No. I'm not playing. He have some. Okay, you guys think I'm joking, but
go on.
I think it's very interesting actually because the guy look. I'm not making fun of the guy. He's a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
He have something I think is close to like maybe Asperger or something
Yeah,
like that, and so he have no inner monologue when he's holding with you. He'll just tell himself to he go hustle, hustle, hustle. Like shit like that. And he say, take your left leg and put it over there and do this. And it's shocking to you. It's like a horror movie when that's happening because it starts to come true what he's saying to you.
I've wrote what to do, and he does that. He starts whispering in your ear what he's going to do to you.
Yeah, but he's not doing it to be an asshole. He's just doing it.
talking to
And let me
himself,
say something. I'm
coaching
not
himself.
making fun of that guy. In fact, I'm very proud of that guy. I feel like they should do a fucking movie about him because I never seen.
It was called My Left Foot.
Oh God, you got a lot of nerve, Adam Hunch.
All right, go on.
But anyway, and if you ever seen the interview with him and Karen Bryant when he won the title, he was a big underdog. He choked out Talos Leitis for a title, and Karen Bryant came in and she said, "This is exciting. This is so incredible. What? I can't believe this. You must be so excited. What's next for you, Matt Horowitz?" He said, "Well, I'm gonna drink some water and have some dinner with friends and family." Okay, so he look at stuff very different than
great.
most people, and I love that guy from the bottom of my heart. I love Matt Horowitz.
So Ben, how's the disc golfing doing?
Man, I live in Wisconsin. It's too cold up here.
Oh man,
We got about 6 weeks left, and disc golf season will start.
He was ranked 7th in the world in that
What?
in disc golf.
Where you diss people on each hole?
No, it's not like a rank out contest. It's basically you throw like a frisbee.
Oh, a
It's like-
disc.
yeah, it's
I thought
like-
he was diss
You throw a
people.
disc.
Yeah. It's
I thought it was
he
like a
ranked
comedy
7th in the
host.
world in like frisbee golf.
No shit. Wow. How the fuck you get involved in that?
There's a lot of disc golf in California. I'm surprised Renato hasn't went and checked it out yet.
Yeah, no, I mean, shit. We better do that before the brothers start getting involved in that one.
And how's Max doing, by the way?
Max is good. He's working really hard on this new academy.
Who's Max?
Max is
Who's Max?
His
You know, I told
brother.
you, we're
His brother
moving in
was
next week.
your brother was a national champion, right?
Yes, Adam. How come you did not go to the NCAA?
I
the
had to
greatest
work.
wrestling tournament on planet Earth.
My goal is to go there one year. I would love to
Yeah.
go, but his brother's a national champion, and he's the least successful Askren, which is crazy. Like it's so hard to be a national champion, and then which is crazy.
Well, Adam, just like your passion was for wrestling, his passion it was for comedy.
Yeah, exactly.
And comedy needed him.
Yes. So
Ben, what are your thoughts on the Bellator welterweight title fight coming up? Lorenz Larkin just got signed. He was given the title shot right away. What are your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I'm excited. I think Lima and Koreshkov are both very good. I fought both of them. And I do think that when people are not in the UFC, they get thought of on a kind of a lower tier, right? Mm-hmm. And I think Koreshkov, he proved his worth. He beat up Van Harrison pretty bad, pretty devastating fashion. So he kind of showed people how good he was. I think Lima's pretty damn good, too.
Yeah.
And Larkin's kind of on a nice streak, so I guess it'd be interesting to see. I mean, I think if Larkin stay in the UFC, he'd probably be ranked, I don't know, top 12-ish right now.
Of course.
So and then obviously Rory's going to get in the mix at some point. I thought he signed with him like a year ago, and so I'm waiting for his first fight to be announced still.
No,
so
he's fighting
got
Paul
that
Daly.
170 division.
He's got a big fight against Daly in
fighting?
London coming up.
He's fighting Paul Daly.
Oh, I missed that?
Yeah,
When's that?
that's. I think that's next month. That'll be a good one. What's his name though? Koreshkov, the champion. Koreshkov, he's
No, Lima's the champion.
What's his name?
Lima's the champion.
Lima is the
Yeah,
champion. I'm sorry.
Koreshkov,
Who's
they're
fighting?
1-1. They beat each other.
Who's fighting?
Larkin?
Larkin.
Doug Lima.
Lima.
Doug
Both,
yeah.
but
Lima.
both of those guys, Lima and Koreshkov, they both have improved grappling. I remember when you fought these guys, you pretty much ragdolled them. And since then their grappling's improved heavily. Man, they've been taking a lot of guys down.
That's not gonna. I don't feel like that's gonna came into play that much.
You don't
in
think
this
they're
shit.
going to try to take down Larkin?
I've been seeing.
I don't see Lima trying to take down. I don't see him trying to take down Larkin. That would
Me
surprise
neither.
me.
And Larkin's takedown defense has gotten so fucking good. He's just hop on one leg and get the fuck out of there. That young blood.
Well, listen, Ben, it was an honor to have you on
I
the
had
show.
some more questions for Ben.
Okay, go on.
Well, Ben, I wanted to ask you because we didn't have a chance to have a heart to heart. Where you came from? Where you was born?
I was born in Iowa.
In Iowa. So, because I noticed ever since you went to Hooversport, you have like that Chicago / Milwaukee accent where you say like Adam Hunter and stuff like that. Where that came from? From
I lived in Wisconsin since I was 4.
Oh,
18.
that's why. Okay, because Adam Hunch told me the wrong information. He said that you was from somewhere else, Missouri or something like that. Because I was wondering, I said he have that same Duke Hoofus accent.
Duke Hoofus.
Because
all right, guys. Thanks. Hey, Adam.
Yes.
Sing Cleveland next year, NCAs. I better see you there.
I'll be there. Thank you. Thanks, Ben.
All right, thanks, guys.
Stay funky.
All right, that was Ben Askren.
I like that guy.
Funny guy, too, man.
I like that guy. You know, he have a good way about him, you know?
Yeah.
And a very respectful guy. You know, one of the only guys I ever heard, like very unlike myself, you started to talk, he said, oh, excuse me, sorry.
Oh, he's there.
And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he'll find beefs with people and he'll call people out, but you can tell he's a well-spoken guy.
He's having fun with that.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Yeah,
but you can tell, he is respectful.
Yeah.
He speaks well. He's not just some moron.
CB?
Do you look like, is he one of the guys, in my opinion, he is. You look at the landscape of his career and where he's been. Do you think in terms of where he's been able to go or not be able to go is like his career is like the biggest disappointment of not making the big show? I'm not saying he's a disappointment. I'm saying like he was huge in Bellator, but it didn't work out. He's in ONE FC. He should be a UFC welterweight champion.
I think there is a what if factor. Like, what if at the same time he says he's making even more than 100,000 a fight.
But he's talking about, I think, in the
like grand
in the mythology of MMA.
Like, what if Fedor went to the UFC?
It's like because he's one of that ones. He's one of that ones, like maybe the biggest snub. Like you talk about somebody who never won an Oscar or some shit.
It was like Bisping before he won the belt. Everybody's like, "Who's the greatest UFC fighter and never hold a belt?" Like the longest, and everybody was like, "It's got to be Bisping."
People were saying that.
He was saying like the most successful fighter that had never won the belt.
I think Cheeky. Gosen.
he won the Ariani belt.
Cheeky from
Cheeky. That's Rampage is right here.
Yeah, remember Cheeky?
Tiki.
So Alan, how are you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm sorry, man. Am I getting too big shot? Like, did I show up? I flaked on the last show. I showed up late on this show.
It's all good, man. You're here. You're
me,
here. Nothing's wrong.
We like
with you,
you.
man.
It's okay.
So, all right. So, tell us about the experience. So, you go over there. You're in England. Biggest fight of your life. First time co-main event. How are you feeling going into the fight?
Good, man. It was. Some losses that I've had in my career, when you mention that town or that person or something that's relatable to it, it kind of gives you a bad image. You know what I mean? If something bad happened to you somewhere in life, then somebody mentions that town, all of a sudden those
a bad taste in your mouth.
Exactly. I don't have that with London, man. London was amazing. We went out there early and we had a blast, man. We did a lot of sightseeing and tourism. I had my whole team with me, and we did a lot of really cool shit, man. We went to Abbey Road Studios and got a private tour and saw all these great things. And we stayed focused the entire time. I always had my weight on point. We would go and walk 6-7 miles a day, seeing London, and come back and train at like midnight because we wanted to just kind of the jet lag was trying to offset the jet lag and get everything ready. But I gotta say, man, all in all, I was probably the best I ever was going into that fight. I have no excuses. I wasn't hurt. I didn't have anything wrong with me. Like I knew during warm up in the dressing room, I was warming up and I was doing like my normal routine, and I was doing high kick stretches where I'm pretty much just trying to kick as high as I can. And I was kicking pretty much like standing splits. And I remember looking at my conditioning coach, and he was just kind of like nodding his head like, "You look ready." And on the mitts, man, I was just cracking the mitts. Like it was just, everything was on point. Everything was where it was supposed to be. I just got caught, man. I just got caught that night. Gunnar did a good job of just, the one thing that I worked was I was switching stances to throw off his blitz. Every time I saw him lowering his stance to blitz me, I would switch stances to make him stop for a second. But the one thing I didn't want to do was switch stances and not follow up with it, because that's how we caught Brandon Thatch. Brandon Thatch switched stances. He came in with a lead hook to a straight and knocked Brandon Thatch down and finished him. And I worked it over and over and over. And the one time, I guess Gunnar just kind of caught on to my rhythm. He saw me switching stances, throwing him off. I didn't put anything, a strike behind it that time. He came in with the right hand when I was off balance, and it wobbled me. And from there, he was able to secure it.
The first round, you got taken down.
Yeah.
Now, were you? 'Cause I'm like, okay, maybe Alan. This is actually Alan's so good at 10th line of jiu-jitsu. Those guys are so good from their back. They're so tricky. Were you comfortable on being on bottom, or were you just like, get me the fuck back up?
I was, man. I mean, going back to the corner, I scored the round in his favor, obviously, going back to the corner. But it wasn't like, at the same time, all right, I'm telling myself, he won that round. But at the same time, 2.5 minutes we were standing up. I wasn't beating him up, but I landed, let's say, like 20 leg kicks and a couple. So I was getting my rhythm. I was finding my range. I was starting to, I could tell all I needed was 1 or 2 more blasts to the leg, or I didn't even get to throw my power liver kick. 1 or 2 blasts to the liver, hurt his arms. I know they were telling me that he had his arm iced up after the fight. And I threw 1 kick to the body. And I was like, man, if I'd have blasted him a couple times, because the thing about Gunnar is he blocks kicks the wrong way. He doesn't block like with an outside arm and an inside arm. He doesn't like buddy up with 2 hands. He kind of throws both hands out there as if he's almost doing like a double high five. And we saw that, and we said, man, I'm going to break his arm if I blast that arm a couple times. And only threw 1 kick, and he was iced up afterwards. So, I mean, there's a lot of things you could say if I would change something up. But if I could change it up, I would have been a little more aggressive. I would have blasted him full power a couple times and hurt him, and then try to tee up on him. But, yeah, I mean, what I was getting at was half of the first round, I was winning the stand-up.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
And then he did a great job. He took me down, and then he won the rest of the round. And even in my mind, that gave him the round. But to kind of answer your question, I mean, I was in kind of, I would say worst case scenario, but maybe RNC, maybe if he had my back, that would be worst case scenario. But second worst case scenario, you have Gunnar Nelson in the mount, mounting you. So he had me in the mount for 2 minutes.
No damage.
He landed 1 elbow.
Yeah,
I
saw the one.
Yeah.
After that one, I said, fuck. That gorgeous face.
Yeah.
I was, but then I looked, because I thought for sure it was going to be bleeding all over. And I was like, okay, porra, he's fine.
And I thought I was bleeding.
Yeah.
I felt the elbow. It didn't hurt me at all, but I just, it felt like a cutter or something.
It looked like that grazing, like that.
My head kind of bounced off the canvas, and I thought, okay, I'm probably leaking blood. The judges probably see that. I'm losing. Doesn't matter. I remember my corner saying 45 seconds.
Yeah.
In 45 seconds, we're Gunnar on mount, and I'm trying to stay 1 step ahead of him. I could feel him trying to shift his weight to go for the head and arm choke. I could hear his corner saying, "Go, take the arm." So I'm just trying to stay 1 step ahead of him. Stay safe. Kind of seek up his bicep, make sure he's not punching me, and I survived. So he got the round. In some people's eyes, he dominated the round. In my eyes, okay, I was in Gunnar's best position, and he didn't do anything.
It was a 10-9 round. It wasn't
that's what I want to say about that is, like, somebody might look at that, like maybe some haters might say, like, oh, well, 10th round, he couldn't do shit but you got to realize his knowledge of knowing, like you were saying, the hips and where he's going and what kind of submission is going on, and the fact that he didn't take any damage there means that if it was somebody who didn't know that kind of shit, it would have been over. Yeah. He would have been finished there.
And believe me, the easy thing to do, which I do all the time because I'm not scared to give up my back, but I know that the highest percentage of Gunnar beating me was to give him my back. Yep. And I so easily wanted to just 3/4 turn, try to hip escape into half guard. If that didn't work, just scramble to my back and scramble to the cage. Yeah. But I knew, fuck, I'm just going to have to ride this one out and be in the mount for 2.5 minutes and take some punches, because if I give him my back, I'm pretty much submitting to the fight, and I'm not going to do that.
But was there going into the second round like a sense of urgency of maybe, and did that sort of maybe lead you to get into a shootout early in the round, where maybe if you hadn't lost the first, or if it was maybe like you would have taken your time a little bit
until that shot? He was doing great, man. Yeah. That second round, I was like, oh, your chances in my eyes of winning the fight was like.
Or do you think that was your best case of winning, was getting into some kind of all-out brawl shootout?
I think that I needed to stay away from an all-out brawl, but I think picking up the intensity was a good thing, and that's what my corner told me. They said, look, get the hell off the cage. You're putting your back on the cage too much. Take the center of the ring again, and be more aggressive. Start to unload. I had 2.5 minutes of kind of getting my feel out. I'm kind of notorious for doing that now. I used to be known as a fast starter. Now I'm kind of somewhat known as a slow starter. I got my fill out of the process. They said, go after him. So starting the second round, man, I felt good. I felt like I was kind of adding a diversity of strikes, moving forward. And one of the key things, too, was like off the break fire. And I remember one time I kind of threw like an 8-punch combo. And then as soon as we kind of went to exhale and separate, I threw another couple of punches. So I was doing what we worked. I just kind of got lackadaisical. You know, I switched the stance.
You didn't get lackadaisical, really?
I
for 1
did,
second, you know.
I did my switch stance, and then I didn't throw a strike, and I went back to southpaw, and then I circled. He came in, and I switched back to orthodox, and he saw it. And as soon as I was switching back to southpaw again, he threw the straight right hand, and I didn't throw any strikes. My feet were, I was off balance, and that's why my footing wasn't there when I tried to land. And he did the right thing. I saw in an interview, man, Gunnar said, they were asking him, why didn't you finish him with ground and pound? And he said the smart thing, you know, he said, I think I did it the most tactical way possible, whatever, is submitting him. And he kind of made a joke, oh, he's pretty, I didn't want to damage him and this and that.
Yeah.
Which, to be honest,
that.
he did it the most tactical way, because if Gunnar would have tried to ground and pound me, I would have survived. I wasn't that hurt. It was like a flash knockdown. My footing was off. I was in my weak side stance, switching back to my strong side stance, and I got punched right in the face when I didn't see it. So my footing was off, and then he might have kicked me in the head, whatever. All in all,
yeah, that's right.
I would have recovered in 2 seconds. But as soon as he snatched me down, and the choke as well, it pisses me off because I'm not a guy to tap easily, and we worked nothing but guillotine and rear naked choke defense. But I was recovering from the knockdown, so my breathing was scattered. And as soon as I exhaled and I was trying to recover and get my wits, he threw in the choke, and it was like I think it was no arm in, and it was just right across the choke, across the neck. And so as soon as it was like coming up, it was like holding your breath under water and coming up for air. And as soon as I got knocked down, I went to gasp for air, and the choke was already on. So I had no air in my lungs. So I couldn't fight it. I tried to I think I swept him, or he took the mount, or vice versa. But I had to tap really quickly, just because he had his forearm across my throat and I had no air in my lungs. If I had just half a breath, man,
nobody could blame you for that. It was in there. I mean, it was just in there.
It was in deep. But if I had half a breath in me, I could have fought it. I would have regained my wits. As soon as I stood up after the choke, my head was together. But
at any point in the fight, like when he hit you at one point, it looked like you stammered a little bit, and you were like, at that point, were you like, where the fuck am I? Or was like the room turned at all? Or
no, I mean, I want to say the punch didn't hurt me, but at the same time, I don't even remember getting punched. I thought he took me down, so I didn't even see the punch.
You know what it reminded me of, and you could tell me this. You remember? You know how sometimes people get clipped on that weird part on the top of the head, and it's not the same as like getting hit on the chin. It's like all that's happening is your equilibrium is fucked up.
Yeah.
Was that because it looked like it hit you high on the forehead or something like that?
And I don't think I've ever been on like duck legs before in my life. You know, I've gotten.
You remember GSP and Matt Sarah?
Yeah.
You remember how that happened? But it's like he wasn't. If you gave him a couple seconds, it wasn't like he was knockout fucked up. It was his equilibrium.
That's what I was.
So that's what I was trying to say to people, and people were like, no.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I that's what I thought. Not only did I not have my footing because my equilibrium was a little thrown off, but like I said, I was switching stances, and I got hit while my foot wasn't on the ground. So when I went to place it, I couldn't find my footing. But I mean,
hey, listen, man. Look, we were talking about before. You were ranked 31 in the world.
Who knows? Yeah.
And then you fought a guy who was ranked 6 or something.
Was 9. Gunnar was 9.
But I look at that. Let me tell you something. I look at that guy as way more than 9.
Oh yeah, but it was like a no-lose situation though for you, because if you win, you shoot up.
See, I said that 2 weeks ago, and you yelled at me about it.
And interesting.
Well, all right, go on.
The interesting thing about that is like after weigh-ins, Sean Shelby came up and he shook my hand and he was like, "Man, thank you for taking this fight. Thank you for taking this fight."
Nobody wanted to take it.
Yeah. But for me, that blew my mind because I was like, "Dude, I've been calling out everybody in the top 15 for a year now, and I haven't gotten it.
That's why people love to watch you,
I'm thinking
you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I called out Donald Cerrone, Matt Brown, everybody, but. Yeah, so it dawned on me, oh shit, nobody's seen this fight. So me and Gunnar had a beer after the fight. We were talking, and he's saying same thing. First thing he goes, "Man, thanks for taking this fight." I said, "Why?" He goes, "Bro, you're the 5th opponent. 4 opponents turned it down. You're the 5th opponent." So in my mind, I was like, "Well, shit, I would have said yes right away if you called me, man." But it just shows that there is.
He's the worst guy.
Who the guys that turned down?
Did he list the other 4?
He did tell me some names, and I'm not talking trash on these guys because I get it. One of them was Jorge Masvidal, but it makes sense because Jorge Masvidal was ranked like 6 or 7. So he's thinking, why would I fight two guys behind me who's a difficult fight? Yeah. It's like
Maya now. And
right. He's fighting Maya, but think about this. Okay, Maya is the worst on the ground. Gunnar Nelson, okay, the second worst in the UFC in the ground. So would I rather fight number 2 Damian Maya and then get a title shot, or fight number 9 Gunnar Nelson? So it was a business move.
He's a lose-lose for people anywhere around his ranking because he's the guys who fight, maybe not the fans, but the guys who fight know how good Gunnar Nelson is. So, and he don't have that big name. So even if you beat the guy, that casual fan goes, who gives a fuck? Yeah. But so it's a lose-lose. I mean, fucking guy, that guy could hold the belt easily.
Yeah, it's interesting. They're talking about him possibly fighting Wonder Boy, and that would be
one of the best fights I could imagine. Yeah.
Gunnar and Wonder Boy. I mean, it's just rumors, but that would be such an intriguing
fight. His coach
fight.
is campaigning for that.
I was gonna say, because Kavanaugh training Gunnar, you put Connor in there, and it's like the same shit. Like that's a hell of a training camp.
Yeah, and
a little different.
An intriguing fight, and then that also puts Gunnar maybe one fight away from competing for the belt.
Gunner's in the mix.
Well, listen, Alan, man,
the dogs know a creep when they see one.
Yeah. Listen, by the way, Joe just came in.
Yeah, Joe, they know a pervert.
Well, listen, I'm a fan of yours in victory and defeat. I was super proud of you, man.
Yeah, I'm more a fan in victory, but
the fact that you're in there, man, and the fact that you're fighting these top guys and beating these guys, sometimes losing, you're the man.
Thank you, man. Thank you. It was a good learning curve, but I know that I'm campaigning already to fight International Fight Week in Vegas, which is I think early July. So I'm trying to get back in there right away, and because I'm eager to show, man, like I got so much better from this camp, and I tell this to my students and people all the time, like you get better during camps in training. When I found out I was fighting Gunnar, I had 5 weeks. It was on 5 weeks' notice. Immediately, I brought in every black belt at Black House, black belts from other gyms that were coming visit us. I said, I only want black belts on my back every single day after training. And that's all I did. I had black belts mounting me or on my back for 5 weeks straight. And then I went and I said, all right, I'm going to drive to the Machida Karate Academy. And I spar with Lyoto Machida and Shinzo Machida once a week the entire time. So I got better, man. I put more tools in my arsenal. I got sharper. I polished up some weaknesses. My jiu-jitsu wasn't on par as it used to be a year or two ago, and I polished everything up. I just didn't get to show it in the fight because he landed a good punch at the right time.
Which can happen any fucking
Exactly, and that happens to anybody in the world. All I need to do is have another good fight, knock somebody out in July, and I'm right back on that train. So, and I'm eager to show people how much better I've gotten in this last couple of weeks. And the other good thing is, man, I lost this fight, but I'm uninjured. I came back from London right away, got back into training, so I'm picking up where I left off.
I feel like your stock only went up as far as I'm concerned because to be honest, like this was, of all your fights, now I can say it, of all your fights you ever had, this was the most worried I was.
Yeah.
I would have never said that to you before.
Yeah.
I knew, I told them, you didn't hear it because you wasn't here, but I told them, I said, look, I know that Alan can do it. But I said, this is his fucking toughest. This motherfucker is the toughest test to date, bar none. Fucking,
Yeah.
And when I saw how we would start off the fight, I was so fucking happy because I saw those leg kicks and stuff like that.
He didn't even know you were. First of all, let's keep it real. I texted you.
I didn't know the time.
I go, hey, are you watching Alan fight? He goes, when's he? You go, oh. Porha, I was so drunk last night. I'm still hungover from. I think it was the day of St. Patrick's Day. You're like, I have 3 chicks in my bed. Wow. He's fighting in 2 minutes. You're like, oh, thanks.
To be fair, it was on a weird fucking time. So I thought it was gonna. I thought it was
fight pass.
I thought it was midday, I thought it was at nighttime. So I would have missed it. But I was prepared to watch it. I just thought it was going to be at night. But now that he's trying, I don't know what his point was on that one. But what the fuck was I saying? Anyway,
you were nervous about him
I was so nervous, and then I was so fucking happy at how not nervous you looked to me. I said, this motherfucker, like I was proud. I said, look at Al, he's in there. I said, that motherfucker's out there. Like I'm supposed to win this shit. Like you didn't have, when you look as you see a guy's defeated already. Like Alan looked like I'm here to win this fucking fight, and I was very proud of that.
It was a weird thing, man. Like you always hear people say, when you're not nervous, it's not good. They didn't perform good because you want that little bit of nerves. It gives you that extra pep in your step and gives you that little bit of edge. But yeah, man, going to we're in a bus on the way to the O2 Arena, and like you across the river on the way to the O2 Arena, and you're looking at it. And I remember the guy in the bus was playing like this music, and I just felt like this is it, man. This is what I'm supposed to be here. This is destiny. It's supposed to happen. And I walk out into the O2 Arena, and there's like 20,000 people, and a lot of them were booing me. But
For real, I didn't notice that.
yeah, I mean, it was a mixed crowd, but I definitely had some boos. But all in all, what I'm getting at is, you said I wasn't nervous. It was weird. It was like I was completely in the moment. I was like, man, this is like I'm not in tunnel vision like I've been in so many fights. I'm seeing everybody. I know my bearings. I know where my coaches are. I know what's happening. And there's also sometimes like a nervous energy right before you fight. Like, okay, I've got to close the distance against this guy, and we're about to fucking punch each other in the face or bang shins. Like, it's a initial nervous energy. But for me, it was like, all right, the cage is locked. Let's go in here and take this guy out.
Yeah.
It was
What did your wife and kids say afterwards?
I think my wife was, man, it was weird. Well, I wasn't there, obviously. My wife told me she was kind of upset afterward. Like a little emotionally upset. My son watched it, and so my son is 4 years old now, and it was a weird thing, man, because I like that he looks up to me, but I think he's at the age now, it's the first time that he realized that, like, he comprehends that I lost. And it was the weirdest thing, because my wife told me, I said, well, did Cage see it? And she goes, yeah, I told him. I said, what did he say? She goes, he didn't reply. He didn't say anything. He just stared at me. And so I came home from London, and we talked, and he was like, and he kept asking me, my son, he was just like, so did you win your fight? And I was like, no, man, I didn't lose. And right away, I was like, I didn't win. I lost, but it doesn't matter, man, because I went out there and I tried. I gave 100%. I didn't give up. I'm going to come back and fight again. I'm going to win my next fight. It doesn't matter. You win, you lose sometimes.
Do you think his non-response was because he's now a big Gunner fan?
My son loves guns, and he's like, so Gunner is it's embedded in it. He's like, Gunner, right? You fought Gunner. He knows Gunner's name so clearly because he loves guns.
Did he roll a beard?
And that's all he needed to hoot against his own dad.
Right.
Like,
He's like,
I like the guy sound like guns.
He's got a gun.
Can you imagine?
He's got a gun in his name, so he kind of liked that. But yeah, it was a weird thing. My son, the first time actually realizing that his superhero dad could actually lose. It was kind of like, it was a hard pill for me to swallow, to have to explain to him. It's like telling you, like, you know, your grandpa died. Like, it's first time explaining death or things like that to your kid. It was a weird thing.
What a great lesson, though.
Yeah, I made it into a lesson.
Can't you like always play the fights that you win and just say those are the ones you're
fighting?
I
know. I thought about that.
Just show him the old stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's a great lesson, because a lot of people wait. I'm not trying to be funny. Like, a lot of people find out that their parents is not a superhero when they already adults, and they've been believing the bullshit their whole lives.
Yeah.
To see that and to comprehend that at that age is almost like a gift, even though it's painful. For him to have his head around that is going to take pressure off. Imagine the pressure on that boy if you always won and you never lost.
Yeah.
And you're good looking and you got modeling all this shit. Imagine the fucking pressure that would put on a son to have to be perfect.
And also the fact that
let that just soak in, mother.
Okay.
God damn, you don't even fucking listen.
Go on.
You understand what I'm saying to you? Think about the pressure that a lot of these kids feel whose parents is
I
success.
tell my wife that all the time, man. I mean, his name is Cage. I don't want him to be a fighter, but he's got a tough name. His dad's an MMA fighter.
Should name him Ballerina or something.
You know what I mean? Like I felt like I tell my wife, I said, I don't want him to be a fighter, but he needs to know how to fight, babe. He needs to know how to defend himself, because there might be kids that test him. They might say, oh, your dad's a fighter and this and that. So I have him in wrestling, but I completely agree to your point, Renato. When I lost, I used it as a way to teach him something, because like the mantra that I've kind of always kept with him, and not to sound cheesebally, but I always just tell him, I always say, never give up, never give up. Whatever you're doing, he's learning how to write his name, and he gets frustrated. I'm like, never give up, man. There's little battles. You keep fighting these little battles, and so I used the same thing with this fight. I was like, dude, I fought, I lost, so what? I'm not going to give up. I'm in the gym the next day, Cage. I'm training, I'm getting better. I'm going to fight again. I'm going to win again. Dude, this life is full of little battles. So I totally use it as something to instill a good value in him. But, man, it was just, like, hard to see his look on his face. Like, how the hell did my dad lose? He's the strongest man in the world. You know what I mean? It was weird.
But you know what? Like you said, he's going to see how you respond to it. I mean, that's the thing about that. I mean, the fact that you're going to come back, you're in the gym, then like 2 days later, you're working hard. You got your. So now when he loses, he's going to respond the same way.
Yeah, that's what I'm shooting for. But anyway, enough about me and my fight. I got to say, man, I got to address it, man. I came in halfway through with the interview with What were you guys calling
Felony.
him?
Felony.
Why is he calling him Felony?
He changed his name to Felony.
So it's not Crazy Horse, it's Felony.
It's now.
Anyway, I came in halfway through. I was super intrigued as he was breaking down the old incident with what was his name, Cristiano.
Yeah,
Sean
Well,
yeah.
and Vanderlei Silva.
And
Silva.
Vandalay.
Or as he said,
man, I was
Candy,
so
yeah.
into that. And then he had to say that ignorant shit about like gay people and how they wish they were dead. Man, I had to get up from the table. I was just sitting down, and when I heard him say that, I had to get up just because, man, probably all of us, but I got so many gay friends, and it was just a super ignorant thing to say.
I think
and
we may
it-
take that and this one out. I think.
Okay.
I think we may take
Yeah,
out. I think we may leave in.
I hate
take that-
faggots and I hope they all die.
I think we may hit. I hate gay people. I think we may leave in.
Yeah. Some of that shit
I
just-
hope they all die. I think we're going to take out just
Yeah.
because it's.
I
it's our
feel that's a
podcast.
good idea.
I get it. He's a crazy guy, and he's got his
No,
own.
yes, it's
and
bad.
you know what?
It's bad.
You're
Yeah.
entitled to say what you want. I saw you did something on like Facebook the other day. You know, kind of saying, "Look, I want to talk politics, but I don't want any of this."
Well, that I think that's a guy that looked like me. I would have never.
I might have get you guys confused, but everybody's got different opinions,
Yeah,
especially
no,
with the
no,
shit
yeah.
going on in the world. But man, to say some hateful shit like
No,
that.
no. And by the way,
it rubbed me
what's
the
his
wrong
name
way.
keeps texting me. He says, "Is it urgent that we call him for an interview?"
Who?
Hector Lombard.
Hatch Lombard.
Yeah, he wants us
Are you
to
for
call.
real?
He wants
Why?
us-
Why he want to?
I don't know. He's like, I need to talk to you guys right now.
Oh,
So-
interesting. Well,
so-
fuck, we can't deny that,
Right? So.
And on the subject, yeah, do that while you're doing that. On the subject of the losing, the kids losing.
By the way, Joe is now going to join us. CB's leaving.
Oh,
All right, go on.
okay. Hey, Godspeed over there,
Godspeed one.
and whatever, and
Party
party
on.
on.
WrestleMania on Sunday, baby.
Okay, WrestleMania, SummerSlam. But and now we got one fucking weirdo.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
To another
And by
one.
the way, when I
Yeah.
walked in,
Joe
and,
just
and
took his seat.
I was asking you guys who's on the phone, and Renato was like lipping to me because he was trying to not talk in the microphone. He was saying Crazy Horse.
Yeah, what you thought I said?
I thought you were saying Gracie Hoyce. Gracie Hoyce.
Oh,
And I
Gracie
was-
Hoyce.
Gracie
Gracie.
Hoyce. I was like, why is he saying his name backwards? And then he goes, but you can't call him that. And I was like, why the fuck can't we call Hoyce Gracie Hoyce?
Can you imagine the combination of those two, Crazy
podcast.
Horse and Gracie
So
Horse?
for the first minute, I'm like, why are we talking?
yeah,
how did
because
we get Hoyce Gracie to call?
He have
MMA
one of those
roasted?
things like Prince where you can't fucking.
You know-
if you're gonna, he said if you call him Crazy Horse, he's gonna hang up.
Yeah. By
So
the way,
I didn't want him to hang up.
Watched my interview with Kevin Randleman. I did like a Periscope with him a week before he passed
Yeah, yeah.
away.
Oh, wow.
And he's like, all of a sudden one day on my Facebook, he goes, "Hey, Hoyce Gracie comments. I watched your thing. It was really funny. Thank you for this."
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Like, if you would have told me that, like.
You would have never thought he
25
liked you.
years ago.
Oh, you would have shit
that
yourself.
Hoyce Gracie would be commenting on
Yeah.
my. I don't know what
Yeah.
Facebook was at the time, but like you know, like, I mean, you're right.
That's
Yeah.
crazy, man.
That is cool. That's it's kind of how when I'm comment on people's stuff.
By the way, and then when I mentioned it to Hoyce, he had no idea what I was talking
Of
about.
course,
When I saw
it's
him
one of
first.
those ones. He's like, every time I meet Hicks and I go, "Hey, Hicks Senior," and he gave me a look like, "Oh, nice to meet you, my brother," and then like get lost kind of thing, like that.
When
Hicks,
you
when I can just tell he don't remember me, which is how
Hector. Hello,
Got an interview.
Hector.
Hello.
Hey, Hector Lombard, how's it going? Hello, Hector.
Yeah, what's up, bro?
What's
hey,
up?
listen.
You're on the
I want to
MMA
talk
Roasted
about Bisping today. Okay.
What was that?
I want to talk about Bisping today.
Bisbing. Okay, we'll talk about Bisbing. Okay, you're on the MMA Roasted podcast. It's
Oh,
it's
caralho.
Alan Jouban. I got Renato Laranja, Joe the Kid. How are you, man? So what's up? Are you still upset with Bisbing?
Hey, yeah, I'm always gonna be.
Well, ¿cómo está?
Why do you hate Bisbing so much?
Look, I didn't start it. He started. He started. So if he started, I'm just kind of like going with the flow. Right?
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. Because
Sure.
he's saying that my fight with Johnny Hendricks, right?
Yep.
It was it kind of like a no middleweight fight. It was two welterweights fighting a middleweight,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
Is that what she says, right?
Yep.
Anyways, so she says, okay, these two guys, they were two welterweights fighting a middleweight. So my question is like, okay, that was a good one, but then I look up the record, all right?
Yep.
I look up the record, and then I see that each is fighting a welterweight, middleweight. which is like GSP, right?
Right.
Meanwhile, he doesn't want to fight the real contender. Meanwhile, he doesn't want to fight the real big dog that, he's been calling him up.
Yo.
And he deserves, Yoel Romero.
Yoel, not Yoel.
Title.
All right, go on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he sound like he pronounced it like it's a Jewish name, like Saul or Saul or whatever. He called him Yoel, and I tried to tell him it's Yoel, porra caralho.
All right, go on. Hector, right. Okay.
So, are you there, man?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. Who's the other guy?
That was Renato Laranja. He's a 27-time world champion jiu-jitsu black belt. And then Alan Jouban, right? You know Alan?
What's up, Hick?
Yeah. What's up, baby? But it doesn't sound like him,
Okay, yeah, that's Alan. Okay, so you're upset. Now, I know that you're from Cuba. You and Yoel...
Wait. Hold on a second.
Okay.
I'm not upset at all.
All right.
I'm not upset at all. I want to keep this clear.
Yep.
I'm fine. I'm, super fine. So, I'm just kind of like, I have an issue because, he bringing all excuses to not to fight Romero, okay? And I'm sick of it, okay? Right. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of being do whatever he wants, Come on, man, just fight the real contender. Stop, try to fight welterweights, okay? Stop.
But
trying to fight GSP, okay, got the fight with GSP, but before that, okay? He wanted to fight Tyron Woodley. He was trying to set up the fight, not to fight Romero, with Tyron Woodley, okay? And then that didn't happen, and then he jumped into GSP.
So
another welterweight.
Yeah.
He's trying to make that dinero,
okay.
porra. He's trying to make mucho dinero, like Robert De Niro.
Yeah, who is this guy, man?
That's Renato Laranja.
You follow me on Instagram. I seen you on there. You follow me.
You sound like
masculine.
You sound like him, Mike.
What?
Eddie Munster? What he said?
He sounds like who?
He knows it. Joe, you sound like him, eh?
Yeah, he's from Brazil, so he has a very thick accent.
He follows me on Instagram.
He doesn't sound like a Brazilian. Hey.
He said you don't sound like a Brazilian.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that because I'm trying to work my English lately.
Yeah.
Obrigado.
Right.
It sound like pussy
like
Bisping.
light skin black.
You sound like pussy Bisping.
Like Bisping? Like Bisping?
Pussy Bisping.
Caralho.
You sound like Pussy Bisping.
Tato.
No, Hector, if you fought Bisping, what do you think would happen?
Say again?
If you fought Michael Bisping, what do you think would happen?
If I what?
If you fought Bisping.
I want to fight him for a long time, man. Come on.
Yeah, I
okay?
know, but...
I want to keep it clear. Okay?
Yeah.
You lost against freaking Silva. You got a KO, and then we start the fight. And then you lost against Dan Henderson. They gave you the fight.
Hendo, yeah. Yeah.
So, come on, man.
No, I hear you. And, it does suck because I agree that it makes no sense. But that's kind of the UFC's fault, not Bisping's fault. I mean, if the UFC is going to offer you a lot more money to fight an easier guy, wouldn't you? And it'll be a bigger fight versus to fight that monster Yoel, a Yoel. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you take it?
Okay, makes sense. Okay. So it's not the best competition anymore. Or what's going on here?
It should be. In a perfect world, he shouldn't even have the option. The UFC said no. You either fight Yoel Romero or Jacare or Rockhold, or your belt's gone. They shouldn't even give you a chance to fight GSP. I don't know what the fuck is going on with this new UFC. I mean, they're bringing in CM Punk, and they're putting Sage Northcutt in fucking primetime fights, and Paige Van Zant now has a cooking show. It's just ridiculous. I totally understand what you're saying. you know. So, but you know, it is what it is. By the way, how's Miami doing?
Miami's doing great. I want to give you a shout to my cryotherapy.
Yep.
Up here in Coconut Creek.
Yeah.
You know, when you come over, make sure you come over here. You're gonna get a free section anytime you come.
By the way, your wife is beautiful. Congrats on the marriage.
She said, Kelly, she's the most beautiful woman in the world for me.
Yeah.
And,
No. She's always working out, too.
well.
You really have her on a good workout program because she's always doing squats, and there's you in the background flexing. It's a very scary picture, actually, because I'm like, wow, who's that pretty girl? And then I see you in the background making faces, and then I instantly look at other pictures. So.
Yeah. She's pretty.
Yeah. Good
She's
work.
my baby.
Now, how did you pick her up? What was your pickup line?
Nah, I've been with her for a long time. You know, we just kind of like have good times and bad times. So, you know, like everybody, and you know, we just come back together, and you know, I marry her, and the rest is history. No, don't go. You know, I already give a shot to cryotherapy. I'm here with my partners.
Nice, because we have a guy named Joe on the podcast who's terrible with girls. He sends them dick pics all the time.
Yeah.
They never respond. They usually block him or run away. Do you have any advice on how he can get better at picking up girls?
I mean, you know, I already told you the secret how you can pick up a girl. You know.
Right.
What he said? What he said?
He said he doesn't have any advice and that Joe's pathetic.
Yeah.
Hey, that's one way that you look at it, boy.
Yeah.
But actually, you were talking about my wife. She's here.
Oh, she's here. Oh, can we talk to her?
Hi.
Hi, how's it going? You're on the MMA Roasted podcast. How are
Good,
you?
how are you? I'm well. How about yourself?
We're doing good. Are you taking care of Hector?
Trying my best, I guess.
He
As
seems
long
like.
as he doesn't go to Cuba, yes, I am.
Why is he going to Cuba?
He went to Cuba. Do you follow his Instagram?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He went to Cuba, and then were you afraid he was going to leave you there?
No. I didn't want him to go because I didn't think the timing was right. He went out there and got into a really bad car accident.
Right. Oh, right. He almost. Right. Yeah. He almost died.
She told me before I left. You know, she told me, "Go for Cuba because something's gonna happen to you."
Yeah.
And you know, me stubborn that I went and pretty messed up.
Yeah. Well, I'm so happy you're okay, man.
Yeah, me too. Don't you worry about that. So how you doing, man? How's your kid and how's your wife and everything? Everything okay?
Yeah. Well, we're getting married June 24th. Excited about that. She had a miscarriage, so we're not gonna have the kid, but we're gonna work on another one soon. As soon as she turns 19, and things are good, man. Things are really good. So
yeah, plenty.
Cool.
So let me go back to Bisping real quick before you guys leave me.
Yes.
I want to say to Bisping or Pussy Bisping or whatever.
Yep.
Stop fighting welterweights. Okay, fight Joel Romero. Pussy. Okay.
Okay.
Stop. You know, calling up Tyron Woodley. You know, it's not even your weight class. And then, you know, you shouldn't fight. You know, GSP has been like 3 or 4 years out of the game. Fight the real contender, which is Joel Romero. Okay.
Okay.
So I can see you get your ass whooped.
Okay. We will relay that message, and thank you so much, Hector, for calling in. You're the best.
Thank you, guys.
Take care.
Appreciate it.
All right, that was Hector Lombard.
You know what I just realized? I think he thought that it was. I think he thought he was getting set up by Bisping. You know, because he was like, you sound like he was trying to figure it out,
Yeah.
and I think he thought maybe it was Bisping doing a shitty something like that.
You thought you were Bisbing.
Damn, you thought Bisbing was
Wow.
on the show?
This has been one of the most interesting podcasts we've ever had.
You know what's
Might have
funny?
a lot of editing to do.
You know what's funny is I was looking through one of my things of some of the likes, you
Yeah.
know, looking at some young ladies that was
Yeah.
like some of my picture, and I see on there who is following shit, and I noticed yesterday that Hector Lombard is follow, so he just don't know what's going on, poor
Yeah.
because
So-
I see him on there follow, but maybe he was just follow some of the pictures that I have, if you know what I mean, poor.
Right, I know what you mean, Porha.
Probably the pictures of myself because I look fucking great. You can always
spelled
make
it out.
things sound so romantic in your accent. I know
So-
what you mean, Paha.
So next week, by the way, we have Tanya Evinger. coming
Yoel
in.
Romero.
Yoel, right?
Yeah,
right.
Yoel.
So
How's Yoel doing?
By the way, who
How's his training?
Alan, who you calling in the fight against Anthony Johnson versus DC?
Ooh.
Man, I gotta go with DC again. You know, I like Anthony. I love watching him fight, but I mean, shit, you've seen that DC could take almost. I mean, look, to be clear, Rumble Johnson can knock out anybody, especially DC. But DC took kind of his best punch in the first time, that overhand right.
Barely.
He took it. He got up. He was able to take him down repeatedly, submit him. I don't see things going a lot different. I think I love watching Johnson fight. Whoever wins would be great, but I'm going to pick DC. But I just want to see. I think I did a TMZ interview on my way here. That's why I was late with your boy Mike, and he was telling me that John Jones' suspension is finally lifted. So, yeah, I mean, I would like to see DC get the victory and then finally have the rematch against John Jones.
Now, how long do you think before Jones gets suspended again? Like, what are the odds on that?
I mean, I'm hoping he can keep his nose clean, you know.
His nose clean with right, his nose, right?
But yeah, I gotta say that he's got to have learned his lesson, man. I mean, not only
What?
You would put your money on that?
No, I would not put money on it.
You wouldn't put
but
his money on that.
If I'm in his case though, he's got one thing. He's made money in his career, but he's lost a lot of money, man. He's lost a lot of opportunities, and that would, I'm hoping that would drive him. I would think that would, you know, even if you have money, man, you to afford to still live the same lifestyle that you're living, you have to be making money, even if you got money in the bank.
I don't know. Albuquerque, it's like $400 a month of rent there.
But I'm
For his
he-
mansion.
I'm sure he does a lot, you know, and I'm sure he's buying a lot, and like, you know, he needs the paychecks, man. He needs the sponsors.
The lawyer fees is probably what's killing him.
But more so, I think DC needs this fight more than anybody, because he gets so much shit. He's kind of the heel of the UFC, and he gets a lot of people saying he's like a paper champ and stuff. And the only way to really solidify his pound for pound rankings or whatever is beating Johnson, moving on, beating John Jones, and people can't say anything about it.
Now, Renato, who do you like in that fight?
That's a tough one, but just if I'm using my brain, I gotta say DC because of that. I do like that line of thinking that Alan said, is that he did took his best punch, and I mean, when he hit him that hard with that one, I thought it was fucking over. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he didn't just hit him with a regular one, that he hit him with a good one.
Like a lunging overhand. I mean,
Like,
it
he
knocked
hit
him
him-
like off his feet.
Yeah, but I mean, I couldn't fucking believe that didn't knock him out. So it's like,
He's got a great chin
Yeah.
on him, and he's got great wrestling.
now, however, would I count out? I mean, it would be stupid to count out Anthony Humble Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if I'm gonna, maybe if I had one of those ones, it's like I don't want to pick because I think it's dangerous. But if I had to pick, I gotta pick DC.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a wipeout or something. I mean, of course, Humble can humble you heel quick. You know.
And then you, Joe?
Well, man, I would love nothing more for Anthony to win, but my educated MMA guess would be DC. You know, the wrestling, that's where it's all at.
Yeah, but Rumble's a really good. He's a college wrestler too. He was an Olympic wrestler, and MMA wrestling is different than, you know, other kind of wrestling. But yeah, I hear you. Weidman Mousasi is the interesting. That's the fight that I'm like a little bit. I don't know. I mean, Colby Covington last week said he had heard that Weidman post USADA is a different fighter because of USADA. He heard rumors there. That was Colby's words. I don't know. I want Weidman to win. Weidman's Long Island. He's a wrestler. He's my friend. But man, based on how they've looked in their last couple fights, you'd have to say momentum-wise is Mousasi.
Momentum, but in my opinion, Weidman he looked just fine in the the Yoel Romero fight. He looked great as far as I'm concerned, except for catching a bad one. He caught that fucking knee. But aside from that, I mean, you thought he looked like shit? I mean, I thought he looked great.
I thought it was even.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, and Yoel is a chop guy. To be honest, a lot of people I'm hearing that is like worried about Chris Weidman. I might be hung, and I'm never usually hung, but I might be. But
hung?
Well, I am hung, but that's not. We're not even talking about that right now. But I feel that Weidman. I would place my money to Weidman, and nothing against your boy, but I like Weidman.
Alan,
I agree, man. This is a tough one. And I like both guys. I had a conversation with Weidman not too long ago. Good guy, man. I'm kind of going in your favor though, Adam. Like momentum wise, we're seeing a newer. I don't know how 50 fights into his fucking career, Mousasi decides to all of a sudden have that mental edge. But all of a sudden, he's gotten better. He's gotten to the next level. He has this confidence about him. He's always been so soft-spoken, didn't want to talk to the media. But now he's like talking trash, calling people out. His performances look great. And if you kind of look at it stylistically, like Weidman is like a kind of a power puncher in a way. He'll throw a big 1, 2, 3, take your head off, and then he uses his wrestling. But Mousasi's the better fluid boxer, striker, and he's really good on the ground, man. I mean, he's awesome on the ground, but he's got good hips and stuff to avoid the takedowns as well.
At the same time, you're right. But at the same time, his last 6 fights, Uriah Hall, not a wrestler. Vitor Belfort, not a wrestler. Thiago Santos, not a wrestler. Leites, not a wrestler. He lost to Uriah Hall before that. Philippou, boxer. So Dan Henderson was the last wrestler he beat in 2015, which was a shell of the Hendo that we used to see. As far as it was also coming off TRT Hendo, and then before that,
don't count out Weidman. I think that's a big mistake.
Mark Munoz he beat, but who doesn't seem to use his wrestling in a lot of his fights. So he hasn't fought a straight, an All-American
straight. Yeah, what did you suggest?
Just a guy whose base is wrestling. Other than Mark Munoz,
I wouldn't want to put money on. I wouldn't put money on this fight, but just because momentum wise and what we're seeing, I like what I'm seeing out of Mousasi. So.
Wow, you really disappoint me on this one.
Hey, good. Hey, hard.
I've been in there with Weidman. Okay, I know his strengths.
That was really easy though. You threw him in 3 seconds.
You can get caught. Like it can turn. The tides can turn just like that. It could have gone either way. That suplex that he hit me with.
I was worried about you on that.
Let me to tell you something.
I thought he broke your neck.
I'm not joking about this. My neck was fucked up for about a year after that. I swear to God, I couldn't even turn my fucking. I swear to God. You know what? It felt like it felt like because you know what? Yeah. I had a pinched nerve or something was fucked up, and a chiropractor finally fixed that shit. But I didn't realize how bad that shit. I could have died.
It's like
you could have lost me on that one.
Like it was controlled, but like the way that he just kind of flung you, like the way you landed.
That came out of left field.
It's like I'll do it 50% speed, but however you hit the ground is up to you. It's like the way he did it.
I'll do it 50. I don't understand that part, but when you're fighting a guy like that, and I was because maybe. I felt that he was he's going to take me down with a double leg straight up, and instead maybe he at the last second switch the flavor and decide to do a suplex that could break my fucking neck. This is true, but if not for the years of experience, boy.
Oh, gotcha. All right, so Thiago Alves versus Patrick Cote, also on that card.
Wait, who is it? Alves and Cote.
Wow, Alves?
That's interesting.
What weight that?
Cote is 97 years old. They're fighting at 170, which is also his actual age.
And so Cote was a guy that I kind of was lobbying for a fight against a while back when I was just looking for a fight. But he was looking to not fight at the end of last year and wanted to fight sometimes.
He was looking to not fight me.
Well, he wanted to fight like in 2017. I was trying to fight multiple times.
You're hungry. You stay hungry.
It didn't work out. But the energy that I was getting is that this could be Cote's last fight or one of his last fights. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna root for Cote if this is his. I don't know if this is his retirement fight. I don't want to put. But it seemed like he was at the end of his career. You think he's got a pretty good like commentary job in Canada. He's pretty much like the color commentator of Joe Rogan of Canada. So he's good on that end, and not fighting quite as much.
He's
anymore.
a good dude. I mean, he was in the Canadian Army.
Yeah.
I
hung out with the guy. He's a lot of fun. He's like a wild man. You know, he's like a Quebecois. You know, he's like a. It would be like a Cajun. You know, like from where you know what I mean. Like they like that vibe, but except for they speak in French all the.
Also, two guys in your weight class: Kamaru Usman versus Sean Strickland.
That's another interesting fight, man. Sean Strickland, is a guy that's been coming to Black House lately because he wanted some better training, I guess.
That's the Tarzan guy. The Tarzan guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
he's a huge welterweight, man.
He's dangerous.
When he's close to fight week, we fought on the same card a couple times, and he looks like a normal welterweight. He's kind of actually skinny. But when he's not in fight week, the guy's huge. I mean, he's like, I want to say, a little bit taller than me, maybe 6'1" or something, 6'2", but he's walking around like 200 pounds. I mean, the guy looks like a big middleweight. And so we went 1 or 2 rounds the other day, and I was just shocked that he was like 30. He had like 30 pounds on me. The guy was huge. So he's a tough welterweight, man. But the guy is going against Usman.
Yeah,
that's a tough dude, man. I mean,
you see that guy?
Usman.
I know who he is. Yeah, he was in the Ultimate Fighter. No?
Yeah. Usman claiming to be the best grappler in the welterweight division.
Really? He said that?
That's what he says. He's got a good grappling pedigree, and then he's been improving his striking. This will be an interesting fight, though, man. The winner of this fight is gonna be a tough guy.
By the way, another guy you train with, Machida's got a fight, not Lyoto.
Shinzo. Man, it's crazy that you brought that up.
That British guy that like
the Irish guy.
The Irish guy, yeah.
Oh no,
the guy
that's fighting that kid.
Yeah,
okay,
that talks all
you
that
saw
shit.
that guy fight too, right?
Yeah,
it's crazy. Okay, so when Shinzo was helping prepare me for my last fight, I had just watched that guy fight.
What's that guy's name?
Kid.
James.
I don't know why I can't think of his name, but
name.
I've seen him fight every time recently. I've seen the last 3 fights or whatever. Yeah.
I've only seen his last fight, and I was impressed with his striking. I was like, this guy's got confidence in his striking. He's pinpoint
James Gallagher.
accuracy.
Yeah.
James Gallagher. And then after the fight, they were saying that his coaches say that his grappling
No,
is...
it's not that he said. His grappling he's a prodigy.
Is it? So he's like, have you seen his
the
grappling?
the fact that he's now got his hands like that is a very scary prospect.
It's crazy because I was telling Shinzo, like, man, did you see that guy fight the other night? This and that. And I was describing it to him, and then I saw the fight got released. Shinzo's against him.
But how good is Shinzo?
Shinzo's
He's very
great,
good.
man.
He's very good.
Shinzo, the thing about him, man, Shinzo is Lyoto's older brother. I mean, there's like 4 of them.
But he's small. He's small.
He's smaller but older. So he just turned 40 years old. He's a 155 or
I would have never thought that he was 40 in a
40
million
years old, man. And we've probably, in the last couple of months, put in about 30 rounds of sparring together. And he is fast as fuck, man. He's still got that... He's got that karate Machida blitz where he throws it. The same punch that I got hit with, kind of like a right hand down the middle. He throws that very well. He's landed a couple. He does a very tricky like right front kick to a right hand, and that's what I think he knocked out his last 2 opponents.
We was there live. We was there when he knocked out somebody at Bellator. You know the one? I think it was the one where Bubba Jenks lost. No,
yeah.
He knocked somebody clean out.
Yeah, and I saw him fight again in that crazy fight.
And recently
at the Chael.
Yeah,
exactly. He's done the same move.
No,
I think his last 2 fights.
He's a bad boy.
He's awesome, man.
But Carayo, I almost don't want to see them fight yet. I want to see, like.
I agree.
But this Gallagher's untested, and the guy.
This kid is. Let me tell you something. The kid is for real.
He's legit because his last fight...
It's not some bullshit.
His last fight, they were saying,
but the
this is his first time
he didn't look
up.
that good. He fought a guy, Anthony Taylor. It went 3 rounds. Bubba says he trains with Taylor. The guy can't score a point on him.
I'm sorry. This kid is good. Okay. The funny thing is that he reminds me of Conor. No, not a young me, but he reminds me of Conor because it was like he's doing all that same shit. Like fucking up people, and they go, he's not going to do this to this guy. He's not going to do this to this guy. It's the same kind of stuff, but where you can see it's just because he didn't got his hands on those guys yet.
He's 6-0 with 5 submissions, victories. The kid.
But where he came from is grappling tournaments and shit. He was killing everybody in Europe.
All I gotta say is I watched his fight. I didn't get to see the walkout or the build up. I turned it on right as the first round started, and I'm thinking this guy is a badass striker. And then when they said he's a freaking prodigy on the ground, it blew my mind. So I wanted to take note and watch out for him.
Well, what's his name called him out on the card? Aaron Pico. Aaron Pico was one of the best high school wrestlers in the country, and in fact went to the Olympic Training Center. And he's like a prodigy in boxing and wrestling. He's 0-0. He has never had a fight yet, but
never had a fight.
And never had a fight. But in wrestling circles, he's like. You say Aaron Pico.
Say his name again.
Aaron Pico.
I thought that's the name of one of the joints you do comedy at. What's that one you're always
Pico
talking
Rivera.
about? Oh, Pico Rivera.
But they're saying Aaron Pico is like the next big thing.
Okay.
But he called out Gallagher.
And he never had a fight yet?
According to his Twitter, yeah.
Yeah, you better look. Aaron Pico and Pico Rivera, both of you guys, get a couple MMA fights because it's just a little different. I mean, why shoot for the stars? Immediately. Wait, have a couple fight.
No, okay, but I'm just saying, like, so he on Twitter said he's an American freestyle wrestler. He was, he was the 2013 Field of Cadet National Champion.
For the what?
He was the Cadet National. He's won a lot of things. The guy. He was he represented the U.S. in men's freestyle wrestling.
Well, you know what? What do I care? Go
Junior
fight the guy.
champion.
Go fight the, whatever. Go fight the kid.
All right, so
I don't know what I'm trying to defend this kid
Gallagher,
for.
yeah. But anyway, I would like to see that. So that card, that's at the Garden. They're charging $50 for that card.
Wait, Shinzo is fighting on the one at the Garden?
Yeah.
They're doing it that quick?
That's what I was looking to see.
Yeah.
They're doing it that quick?
Yeah.
Wait, what's the date on that?
June 24th, my wedding.
Looks like I'm not going to be at your wedding. wait. Are we going to...
My girl is like, my fiance is like, are you going to watch this during our wedding? She was actually...
like, yes, it's my job,
I wasn't
baby.
even thinking about it until she said it. Then I'm like,
well, look, if you was...
sure CB will have a live satellite or something.
Where's your wedding at?
Well, it's in Beverly Hills.
too bad you're not invited.
He's invited.
I was invited first, probably, though, huh?
I'm the best man.
Yes.
Oh, God.
So, anyway...
Well, I would be remiss if I didn't say that during just so you don't think that he's the manly guy that all your suspicions is true. Alan Jouban here has been trying on a series of cologne of natural fragrance for men.
For Christmas, my girl got me this thing where they give you 20 different colognes, and then you pick one you like, and then you go to the store, and then they give you a whole bottle of
They
it.
give you a knockoff. They give you a knockoff one of that. Like they say, we can imitate that.
I
one.
was looking for the Versace. I didn't see Versace.
I think I've already took that one out.
You took it out?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
had it?
Yeah, my girl gets me this. She got me a record player. I'm like, great, but like, how old do you think I am? Like, I'm not gonna get a fucking...
she thinks you could have a hobby. You're doing the Hecker collection. I'm
not gonna go buy records now.
I already still have my old Heckers, and I have a Hecker player because I have class.
Okay, and then she got me Alexa, which I haven't figured out how to use yet.
Amazon Alexa.
Yeah.
Alexa, I never heard
you
of
could be
that.
like, Alexa, who's Aaron Pico fighting? And then it looks it up for you.
What, are you lonely? You gotta fucking have a thing to ask the fucking you talk to like that.
You get a record player for real?
I do. But not because I just bought it. I always had one.
You watch La La Land?
I didn't watch the La La Land yet.
I know you would love La La Land.
I might like that one. I don't mind. A lot of white guys I know don't like high-end gospel.
You were at La La Land.
Oh, God,
Come on.
Oh, you know what? You got a lot of fucking nerve, Adam Punch.
I wouldn't even make it to the walking in. I would have been knocked
By
out.
the way, what is
against
your
Kevin
last
Nelson.
name? Because every time I come here, I stand at the
Greenberg.
door.
That's common. That's
Yeah, I
common
tell
knowledge.
people,
Yes,
nice.
I hate to break it to you people. He's a Jewish. His real name is Greenberg, but he's trying to assimilate and pretend he's a normal white
I heard
white
that you were
gentleman.
actually Laranjaberg, but
Well-
you actually dropped it.
That was I was dating a Jewish woman for a while, and she wanted me to did that
To make you Renato Laranja
Yeah,
bird?
so I was bar mitzvah.
Did you have the little talus?
I had the pairs. I had the Jerry curls that come from just on the side.
Okay.
From my temples.
Joe Jackie, if you're listening, please make a meme of Renato Laranjaberg. I would like to see that on Twitter.
Yeah.
So anyway, I want to thank our sponsor, Blue Apron, the #1 fresh ingredient recipe delivery service in the country. Their mission is to make incredible home cooking accessible to everyone. They achieve this by supporting a sustainable food system, setting the highest standards for ingredients, and building a community of home chefs.
What is it? This is a pizza company?
No, it's they send you food.
Oh, why
and
don't
you can cook.
Why don't we have food during the podcast?
Well, actually, I just got mine in today. Me and my girl's
You know what?
coming.
That's
We're
an
actually-
excellent point,
we're
my
actually
brother.
cooking.
Next time, Blue Apron put a stipulation that he got to fucking cook up some of that stuff with his girlfriend and provide.
So cooking together builds strong family bonds. Research shows that Blue Apron families cook nearly 3 times more often. That those who spend a lot of money at restaurants or high-end grocery chains can now spend under $10 per person for a delicious meal.
Caralho.
Yes, I'm telling you, the upcoming meals are a salmon piccata with orzo and broccoli, pork chops and miso butter with bok choy and marinated
bok
apple.
choy.
Vegetable chili and baked sweet potatoes with crispy tortilla strips, and spicy shrimp coconut curry with cabbage and rice.
Does that come in a kosher options for people like you?
Yes, it's affordable, less than $10 per person. Great variety. It's flexible. It's easy.
Yeah, I'm flexible.
It's guaranteed. Their freshness promises that every ingredient in your delivery arrives ready to cook, or they'll make it right. So, people, check out this week's menu. Get your first 3 meals free with free shipping. Going to blueapron.com/MMA roast. You love how good it feels, it tastes. You'll be able to create incredible home cooked meals with Blue Apron. Don't wait. blueapron.com/MMA roast.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. That was a hell of a performance.
That was good. Best one.
I can see you were trying to put the passion into it. You
put a little. You were learning.
Yeah, a
So,
couple
Alan,
fist pumps during that whole.
So who are we calling out? Who do you want to fight next?
Man, I gotta go study some film. To be honest, I don't know who yet. I don't know. I wish I had somebody. Up until this last fight, I was calling
Colby
out.
Covington needs a fight.
Man, you know what's up with Colby Covington? He now and then I see he jumps on Twitter and says something like
About you?
Yeah, like now and then.
He's jealous?
Like, I don't know what it is with him, man. We fought on the Sacramento card together, and I guess we're in the same locker room, all that stuff. We both won our fights. Now and then he kind of like tries to throw a little shade somebody's way, and then kind of like retracts it. And I don't know. I see him on Twitter.
Well, I can't visualize what he looked like.
He's another guy. He's a great fighter. He's like 12-1 or something, 13-1, but isn't a name. And people don't want to fight him because he's not ranked. He keeps calling out Kamaru. He says Kamaru's ducking him. He called out Cerrone. He called out Rafael Dos Anjos.
And everybody
everyone ignores him. Everyone ignores him. We had him on the podcast last week. Super cool guy. I'm sure if you hung out with him, you'd like him. He's just a guy.
It's tough when you're in the same division. I mean, I would fight him, but he's not a guy that like I've on my radar or anything.
He's not a guy. If you beat him, you're like, okay, now you want to fight a guy in the top 10, right, or top 15.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't. I need to sit down with my manager and kind of figure it out. I lost my last fight, and so. Sometimes you have to fight another guy who's coming off of a loss. That's kind of how the UFC normally does it. But then again, the UFC is saying, you know what, you did us a huge favor by stepping up and fighting this guy. So maybe they'll let me fight another ranked guy. I have to kind of feel it out and see what the UFC is allowing me to do. But right now, I don't even have a clue.
They might throw you a bone, man, because
You look at the guy that I just beat, Mike Perry, 2 fights ago. Mike Perry. I beat Mike Perry, and then he's getting Jake Ellenberger, who's ranked number 12 in the world or something.
Now, what do you think about that fight?
It pisses me off, to be honest. I mean, it's just I don't have this like all-out beef against Perry. I thought he's a douchebag from our fight, but whatever. He's going to go on and do his thing. But to come off of a loss the way he did with me, and then to get a ranked fighter, which I was asking for.
But Jake's coming off a loss too.
I was asking for Jake Ellenberger numerous times, and they wouldn't give him to me. And then they give the guy who I beat Jake Ellenberger. So to me, it just makes no sense.
Who do you think wins that fight?
I'm hoping Jake Ellenberger, man. I mean, Jake's been around the sport for a long time.
You've been in the octagon. You've been in the spar with Ellenberger, right? Have you ever?
We've never actually sparred, man. He's been in and out of the gym for different reasons. I mean, he's not a Black House guy, but he's been in Black House to spar with some of our guys. We've never actually sparred. He's a guy that I would fight one day. But in this fight, I'm definitely hoping that.
The thing about Mike Perry, man, he's talked so much shit to Jake. He's a guy.
He talks shit to everybody, though, don't he?
I have him blocked, so I can't even tell. I'm curious about that. Is Perry
he's talking tons of shit to Jake?
He?
Yes.
I'm so curious.
They were on Chael's podcast together, and he was talking.
Together?
Yeah, they did like a conference call like we used to do.
Oh, my God.
When Joe figures out how he can do that again.
I'll get it soon.
So what do they do? Is Jake going back? Is he?
Yeah. Perry's like, you're
What's his
old.
Twitter handle?
He's like, in the UFC, your record is 10-9, whatever the fuck it was. You're not this, that. You gave up. Like all this shit. If Jake was not motivated, now he is. I'm sure he was motivated.
And Jake has been kind of responding to
Jake's
some of
like,
this.
who the fuck are you? I never heard of you. Blah, blah.
I thought it was interesting to see, like, if he was going to talk the same kind of trash that he did to me, if he's going to do that to Jake, and how Jake would respond or whatever. I responded for like the first 2 weeks, and then I realized that's all this guy does. He tweets you 5 times a day, and he tries to get his small army to attack you, and I'm like, I don't have time for this shit.
Though? I think he's doing himself a disservice because like when Jake fought, when Jake fought Wonder Boy, for example, Wonder Boy wasn't talking any shit, and I think Jake maybe a little overlooked Wonder Boy. It wasn't the same Wonder Boy now, but this guy like now I tried talking to Jake. He's training fucking 5 times a day. He's like,
he's motivated.
I fucking hate
Same
this
as
guy.
his. What was Jake's last fight? Or not his last fight? It was 2 fights ago when he beat
Matt Brown. Yeah.
Super motivated, man. He was gonna get kicked out of the UFC. He goes and talks to Dana and he beats Matt Brown with the liver kick. So I mean, yeah, man, you might be right. You know, a motivated Jake Ellenberger is a better fighter.
I mean, unless his goal is to get Jake out of his comfort zone and get crazy and then get into a fucking war with him.
Well, that's always his goal. He, Mike's a power puncher, and he's always got that one shot, and so he tries to talk people to get him out of their game and make him stand toe to toe. With me, obviously, I stuck and move. With Jake, if Jake just can apply the wrestling, that would. Be the.
By the way, my fiance just showed up. My fiance says that her and her friends are going to do a podcast called MMA Toasted, where they get drunk and just talk about the fights. So just
who's going to do that?
My fiance.
Avocado toast. Look at this.
We're gonna go back.
I
to
do, but I don't know if it's on the menu, porra.
Oh, come on.
Oh, okay. I won't hit on your girl.
Do you want
your
coffee
fiance.
or something? She can go get you
I
coffee.
would have loved coffee, but I think it's a little late now.
Yeah, I think 3 hours into the podcast.
It's right down the block. What do you want?
Don't
even get it because I'm leaving in like 5 minutes.
Do you want something? We're gonna walk
look,
the dogs
iced
after.
coffee, but you don't have to.
Iced coffee.
I mean, or a cold.
By the way, they're all coming to our wedding. All these people.
Yeah.
This is Alan. I remember he's the Versace model. Is the guy?
He's
the guy that
Versace.
I always tell you about, the Versace model. That's
Do
the
you
fighter.
really? Does he really?
Yeah, I make her watch
Okay.
all your fights.
Yeah, she don't mind watching that one.
Yeah. And then this is Renato. Remember, I
Yeah,
told
you know,
20
my hand. I'm
He's sweaty.
recovering from a little something, so it's not contagious.
And you.
Crabs?
And this is Joe, the Pussy Slayer.
Oh, we've met before.
Yeah.
Listen how he said, oh, we met
Pussy
before.
Slayer.
Yeah, but you said how he said, oh, wow, we met before.
Or Count Dracula.
Oh. And he laid out his hand. You saw how he put it. He said, oh, we met before. I mean, I really don't want you to go anywhere, but a cold brew coffee, light ice, maybe some almond milk.
Oh my god.
And Joe, what do you want?
Oh, I'm okay for now. Thank you, though. It's very nice of you. Yeah, I'm okay.
She's not gonna like you more if you
Come on,
don't
get
order
something.
something, or like you don't have a chance with her if you're like, oh, I'm fine. I have everything I want right here.
First of all, I already have a
What
girlfriend.
cartoon-
Wait,
I have a
what kind of girlfriend you got? This is news to me, porra.
Well, I
He
talked
has a
about
girlfriend,
this.
but you haven't actually talked to her yet.
Oh, we met in class a couple of days ago.
But
I
she
mean, a
doesn't
few
know-
weeks ago,
She
actually.
doesn't know that she's your girlfriend.
Well, not really. We haven't officially, said to each other, "Will you be my boyfriend?" or whatever.
Well, that's probably not your girlfriend then.
well, we do boyfriend girlfriend
you
thing.
heard girlfriend
Nice.
the
All
way
right.
you heard the girlfriend the way CB Gold is friend with like some of those WWF guys or whatever.
Do you want me?
I'm good, thank you.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm heading out pretty soon.
By the way, with you throwing salt on the wounds, when you was trying to say that Sarah McMahon wasn't interest to me.
Yeah.
During the podcast, she was sent this picture showing that her teammate had some stuff. Yeah.
Well, I think
just think she
Sarah.
did?
Yeah.
I think you could hook up with Sarah.
Yeah.
I'm just
Oh,
saying,
you think so, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you?
Well, Renato, no. You seen the shirts? Renato knows, porra. Huh?
Would
I?
you hook up with her?
What you think? You take a wild guess, porra.
Based on her butt, absolutely.
Yeah, she has kids. She has a really cute
She has
daughter.
one
Yeah,
daughter.
She has a cute daughter.
I have kids too. What's the fucking difference?
Yes.
It never stops.
Maybe the kids can hang out while me and mom gonna talk about stuffs and watch some movies and stuff.
So, what do you have coming up?
Oh, porra, as always. I mean, it's a blur. There's a lot of shit happening, but I'll just pick a couple of the stuffs that I got coming out. First of all, right now, the stuff is flying off the shelf at storm.com, stormkimonos.com.
Right.
They can't keep the Renato Laranja gear in stock. And it's great for everybody finally getting their hands on the stuff because it was so sought after. And then also, I got a couple of seminar coming up,
Right.
and I would hate for people to miss that. The next one I have is this weekend, and it's in Houston, Texas. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very hot out there.
weekend?
Yeah, this weekend.
How much is it if they want to come?
Well, let me tell you something. First of all, it's a super seminar. It's not just a regular one. You're gonna get a double whammy on there.
Okay.
It's also Dean Lister the veteran of the UFC, Pride FC, and whatever other fucking shit that he was in, King of the Cage, whatever. But he's gonna not just be there. He's teaching half the seminar, and then of course you have your Uncle Hanach, who's gonna close the show. So he's open for me, pretty much. And then imagine. Each of us could charge $100 each on a different one. This time it's gonna be $80 for two of the legends to the sport. $80, and space is limited, so he's of your spot. Is gonna be at Dark Side MMA, Houston, Texas. Okay, so text 949-903-0006.
Is that Scott Epstein's gym?
Now that's in Houston. Scott Epstein's is a 10th Planet. But he liked to talk about Star Wars and shit. Okay, but that's a different stuff. This guy's a Mexican. Don't worry about it. Don't get off onto the tangent.
Right.
Because we're talking about my stuffs now. I'm trying to make a fucking dollar.
Right.
Heavens knows I'm not going to make it some other places.
Go on.
Wait, where the fuck is the other one? And then I'm going to be also in San Diego. Next to some of your famous comedy clubs that you do out there, the ha ha, and the other, the Funny Bone and all that shit. But I'm gonna be doing that one in 10th Planet in San Diego, porra.
With Shane Crutchton?
Who? Shane?
Crutchton?
Yeah. I like that guy.
Yeah.
He's a tough kid, and he have a twin brother. No. They both think they got a gift to women.
No. Shane's a guy. He's in the World Series of Fighting.
I understand that. He have a twin brother that don't fight, I think.
Oh.
Anyway, never mind that. It's at 10th Planet San Diego, and that's going to be on, that's April 8th, and that's 2017, this year. Okay, that's $60 now and $75 on the day of, okay? It's going to be a lot more satisfying, to see me in person than it is even to see me here or listen to that one.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now if I go to the seminar, it's like 4 hours, 3 hours?
Yeah, it's usually going to be 3 hours, but some...
That's a long time.
Well, I give to the people, and you know what? They still chomping on the bit to have more of your Uncle Hanach. So typically afterwards, first of all, I'm doing some stuff. So I'm talking to the people, telling them about life and what how they need to live. And then also I teach them a lot of good jiu-jitsu and Vale-Tudo technique. Right. Okay, but then afterwards, people can't get enough. So sometimes they take me out to Buffalo's Wild Wing or one of that fucking cheap place because they don't want to take it to a better place. But nevertheless, then if you're female, you can also maybe have a chance to spend some time with me, come back to the hotel.
How much is that?
It depends, because I do on a sliding scales.
By how hot they are?
It goes by weight.
Okay. All right. Those are two great things coming up. Alan, what do you have coming up?
I don't know, man.
That's depressing.
That?
At least pretend. Porra.
Exactly. I'm kind of depressed now. Let's see. You know what? You have a seminar this weekend, so do I. Or Monday. Well, Lafayette, Louisiana, man.
You're going to Lafayette?
Going back home.
You're going to see Jim Crater.
I think I will, man. I'm teaching a seminar at one of... He has Gladiators Academy. I'm teaching at Gladiators Academy of Youngsville. My buddy Eric's place.
Striking? What kind of stuff?
A Muay Thai seminar. It's completely... I don't want to say... It's donation only. It's all the proceeds are going to the Autism Society of Acadiana. So all you have to do is go and donate some money. You get a free seminar, hour and a half seminar. That is Monday, April 3rd, Youngsville, Gladiators Academy of Youngsville in Lafayette. But, it's limited space, so it might even be sold out. But if you want to go and donate some money, you could still stand around and watch and do a meet and greet afterwards. So go,
they can meet
show
you.
up.
That's worth it. I mean, a lot of times they want to meet the guy,
Show up, donate some money. And do that. So that's April 3rd. And then other than that, man, I'm doing my normal stuff.
You're going to cook up some Cajun stuffs at the...
Yeah, I've been doing some grilling, man.
But I mean at the stuff when you're back in your home place.
Oh, yeah, we're having a family reunion. We're doing a hog roast.
Oh, God.
By the way, my friend who's a bartender at a dime bar used to train with you in New York. I didn't even know that you lived in New York.
Yeah, I was out there for like
How are you going to be a model,
years.
a famous model, and you didn't spend some time to New York?
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
my friend Brad. He's a great guy. Brad
and he used to train with me?
Brad Schmidt. Blonde hair guy, good looking guy, tall.
You put him on the spot.
Wait, we were, you said we trained together? Or
they was models together.
Train together.
Probably, I can't remember who it is at the moment, man.
He's a good dude. He's also he's a pretty big actor.
He must have left a big impression on you.
Lastly, check me out. Me and Karen Bryant, MMA Heat. We always break down the fights on the Monday or Tuesday after the UFC fight. So check that out.
Nice.
I'll tell her I said hi.
Okay. Now, coming up, I'm at the Hollywood Improv tonight.
Oh, fuck.
10 o'clock. Me and then Saturday night, I'm in San Diego at the Mira Moose Lodge.
Oh, God.
The Mira Mesa Moose,
Wait.
Moose Lodge.
Don't try to just to skip over that like it's let that just soak in, home audience. You where the fuck is you doing the comedy?
The Mira Mesa.
The Miracle Mooch. What? Is even a?
No, I
It's
don't.
an arena, right?
Is even a comedy venue?
It's an arena. I think I'm doing comedy on a moose.
Yeah, at a Moose Lodge, at a Mason's convention.
And then next week,
What's the place called? Mason Mooch.
Mira Mesa Moose Lodge, Saturday night.
You know what? I'm just gonna kill. I can't take this.
Limited space of it.
Yeah, next Monday and Tuesday at the Dime Bar. Next Wednesday through Saturday at the Carolina Comedy Club in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I think I'm going to see Sarah. She lives out there.
I wish I was gonna be there.
Then next the week after that,
Settle down over there.
I'm in Kansas City at Stanford and Sons Comedy Club in Kansas City, Missouri. Stanford and Sons, and then April.
The big one's coming,
April
Elizabeth.
26th to the 29th.
I'm coming to join you, Elizabeth.
I'm at the Looney Bin, Tulsa, Oklahoma, at the Looney Bin. And that's where I will be in April.
You know what I would love to see, too, because even more depressing than the names is probably some of the signs of these places.
100%.
I bet the Looney Bin, I just had a flash of how unfunny and how tasteless the sign probably is. For like have a pair of those chompers that you can wind up or whatever. Or, something just
And then July 3rd to the 9th, I'm in Vegas, International Fight Week. I will be in Vegas at the Stratosphere Hotel in Las Vegas. All this stuff's on AdamHunter.com. We are also on Tip a Fighter. If you like our podcast, you want to tip us, Tip a Fighter. Anything coming up, Joe?
Tomorrow, this Thursday night, I'll be at Flappers, 9:30 in the Yoo-Hoo Room. It's going to be a tremendous birthday show for me.
Yeah, go on.
And I also have the new episode of the Ween Vlog on Ween Dog TV.
in the future, let's do this reverse where we could get this out of the way first. Get the bad news first. Doc, give it to me straight, the bad news. Because you start off with me and Alan Jouban on a high note. And ever since mine, it gets progressively worse. Look, around this. Boom, boom, boom. And then to this. Flappers. And the Ween Vlog.
Yeah, Ween Vlog.
Sorry, everybody out there.
TV. The Ween Vlog.
He's not finished.
You can see me at
Well, anyway.
Wait, he's not done.
Oh, go on.
You can see me at 10th Planet in Burbank, where Alan teaches every day. I'm there almost every day.
Yeah.
God,
Is Alan a teacher?
No, he teaches like Muay Thai, right? Yeah.
Oh, isn't your Jared having a fight? Jared's got a fight, right? You teach Jared?
Does he
Carlson, does he?
Does he? I didn't know he still fought.
I mean, he's just been injured for like 2 or 3 years. There's been one injury after another, but I hope he's got a fight line. I don't think I've heard there's a fight line there, but I think he's competing in maybe some jiu-jitsu tournaments coming up.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
This guy don't know the fucking difference.
All right, listen. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope you have a great week. Thanks to all Lombard, Askren, Felony.
Felony.
We'll see you guys later. Take care.
God bless.